New York Giant fans, what is going on? Chris Tenor, what's going on? Rocky Esposito, Alex Sports, Dog Tag in the house, Slurpee in the house, Hitbit in the house, Beef Jerky, Joe Landon's in the house. What's going on? What is going on, Alex Sports? What is Bavith, how have you been? You freaking lunatic. Goquan Barkley in the house, Sperm Cell in the house, the Sports Critic in the house, Angel Rodriguez in the house. Thank you guys for tuning in. Resolutions fulfilled. Boobies in the house. Thank you, Sperm Cell, for letting me know that. Jonas in the house watching the Mets game. Yes, the Mets 14th inning. Fortunately, I have a commitment. I said I'm going to do going to be doing these whenever I get the opportunity. So, Turtle Quad in the house. Thank you guys for being here. Brandon Rogers, let's fill this up. Kid Blue, what's going on, my man? Midwest Sports in the house. Bends the knees. And do me a favor, guys. Please hit that thumbs up. The Giants coming off their third straight preseason win. Some good, some bad, some ugly. The offense looked pretty good. First team. Eli 4 of 8, but I don't read too much into that. He threw a throw on the goal line that should have been a touchdown. Dropped by Latimer. Definitely had some precision passing. He had some zip on those throws. Daniel Jones looked unbelievable. I mean, 9 of 11, I think it was. Again, continues to play great in the preseason. The defense, first team, left a lot to be desired, guys. Not taking calls yet, guys. When the number's posted, you can call. Let me just make sure that I got the volume, because I know last time we screwed up the volume. So let's make sure it's good to go. All right, yeah, it's good to go. We're going to open up the lines in a second. Why somebody got timed out? All right, guys. So, what's going on, Eagles UK? Thank you for popping into the stream. There is sound. I can see this sound, Bavith. Dan the man, what's going on? So, let's pop on the text, and we'll start taking some calls. Braves scored. Never like hearing that. So, phone number is 914-481-3540. We're going to be talking some Giants tonight. What's going on, Tim Mathis? Thank you for popping in, buddy. What is going on, Rafael DeLuna? Dan the man in the house. And first call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
What's going on, Kane? This is Brandon. How are you, my man?
Brandon Rogers. He was ready to go. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, yeah. What's up, Chris? How are you? How's your day?
It was good, man. Worked all day, which is why I got my Giants reaction video up so late. I work nights, but luckily during football season, I'm off Sunday, so I'll be able to get those out promptly.
Good stuff. I like it.
So what's up, buddy?
All right, so, I just wanted to, just talk some football, just regular season coming up. I just want to get your opinion on this. Who are your sleepers in the NFC and AFC?
My sleepers in the NFC and AFC. I'm going to exclude the Giants from this. I like the Packers more than most people. I'll say that.
Okay.
I like the Packers more than most people. Trying to think of another team in the NFC. I mean, I like the Lions, but I don't like their division, so I'm not going to say them.
Yeah.
If you consider the Falcons a sleeper, I'll say them. Yeah, I'll go Falcons and Packers. Okay. For two teams that didn't make the playoffs last year, I think definitely can this year. And then in the AFC, I think people are sleeping on the Steelers. Everybody seems to be in la-la land with the Browns. Everybody just assumes they're going to win that division. I still like the Steelers. Let's see. AFC. The South is kind of cut and dry for me. I'm not going to say any sleepers there. The West is cut and dry for me. Yeah, I don't think there's a lot of sleepers in the AFC. I think it's pretty cut and dry. I mean, I think the Jets are okay in the East, but I don't consider them a playoff team. Maybe 8-8 team. I'll say the Bills maybe if they could get things going because they have a really good defense. So I'll say the Bills is a slight sleeper. Bills and Steelers.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, in the NFC I have the Vikings. Of course, I think they can win the North this year. And then in the AFC, I might get some heat for this, but I know they're in a tough division. But I'm gonna go with the Titans. Honestly, I have a strong feeling on the Titans this year just because of that defense. Mike Vrabel over there, and if Mariota can stay healthy, and that offense can play well with Deion Lewis, Derrick Henry, Delaney Walker coming back, I feel like the Titans can make some noise in that division.
The Titans are a team that every year I'm down on. and they always seem to surprise me. They always do a little bit better than I think they're going to do. I just think that division is too tough. I mean, the Texans have so much talent. The Colts have so much talent. The Jaguars, most people think are going to bounce back there with Nick Foles now in the fold. I don't know. I get that people think the Titans have some talent. I just think, much like I said with the Lions, I just think the Titans are in such a tough division. I don't see it. But I could be wrong. They definitely have talent on that team.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always those few teams that just pop out of nowhere,
Well,
So
they just missed the playoffs last year. I mean, it's not like they were, they lost the last game of the season to the Colts. Had they won that game, they would have been in.
Yeah, and I mean, I'd say in the AFC is pretty clear. I agree with you on that. But the Steelers, I still have the Browns winning that division just because of all the talent they have, and I don't think the Steelers. I'm just concerned about the Steelers' defense because the offense I like. They have a great O-line. They have Connor. They have Juju, but I don't know if Juju's gonna have the production as a number one wide receiver. I just don't know if he can make that step. But the Ravens, I'm not high on the Ravens personally, but they added Earl Thomas and they added Mark Ingram, so that can complement Lamar too. So I mean, that AFC North is
I'll never count out the Ravens. I know they lost Mosley, but they still have a really, really good defense. Lamar Jackson, even though I don't love him as a quarterback, when he came into the game last year, I think they were 6-1, 7-1. The rushing attack was phenomenal. I remember doing a preview for the Ravens playoff game, and I think they had 4 of the top 6 rushing totals as a team in the 7 games he played in. So if they get back to that, have that identity of grounding the ball, and obviously he's a big part of that. He runs for a lot. But if they can establish that identity with the defense they have, control the clock, win the time of possession, I wouldn't count out the Ravens. I don't think the AFC North is as cut and dry as most people think. I would say the Browns are a slight favorite, but I think the Steelers and even the Ravens are very much in play there.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And just one thing I wanted to touch on real quick. Who has the toughest division, or what's the toughest division in both conferences, do you think?
Toughest division, I think the 2 best divisions, you got the NFC North.
Yeah, 2 best.
Yeah, I'll go NFC North. I think the Packers are going to be good this year, Vikings, Bears, and even the Lions. I think that's just a really good division. And the South and the AFC. I mean, we said it earlier, the Titans are the 4th best team. They'd be probably the 2nd best team in a lot of divisions. Jaguars, Texans, and Colts. I mean, that's a great division. Those are the 2 best divisions.
Yeah, I agree with you on the NFC North. But, I feel like the West is the 2nd best in the NFC because I'm putting the South, not really. I mean, the South and the East are pretty, they're pretty 2-team heavy because, the South and the East because Dallas and Philly, and then you have the Falcons and the Saints. I'm not high on the Panthers personally because, Newton just got injured, and I mean, but the Falcons, I honestly think Dan Quinn will get fired if the Falcons don't make the playoffs.
I agree with that.
That's just what I
agree with that. If they miss the playoffs, I think that he will get fired. I think the Falcons have the talent to do it. Last year they had way too many injuries. I agree with that. I think that's a good point you make. The Panthers could surprise this year too. It all comes down to Cam Newton. Cam Newton's got to get back to where he's been. If he can, the Panthers are dangerous. But Newton hasn't been Newton now for 2 or 3 years. So everything relies on Newton with that team. I think that it's a clear top 2 in that division, the Saints and the Falcons right now.
And I feel like the NFC West, that's my division with the Seahawks in there. But I feel like that's the 2nd best division just because you have the 49ers on the uprise, and Seattle's always in there in the playoff hunt. Possibly the division this year. It seems it'll be interesting to see how the Rams pan out because they do have an easy schedule, but we'll just see how the Super Bowl loss. I mean, I think Jared Goff will still have a good season. Don't get me wrong, in McVay, but I think the Rams can be a top tier team in the West still, or not the West, but the whole conference. But it also depends on how the division stacks up because the Niners can go on a hot streak. It just depends on how Garoppolo plays. They have the talent on the defensive side. And the Seahawks, it's all questionable on Russell and the running game and the defense because our defense is still young. But I still think we're better than the Niners just because we have a lot more experience, and Russell Wilson is actually proven with Pete Carroll. Jimmy G with Shanahan, they're not proven at all. And McVay and Goff are proven, I'd say. So the 49ers, I think, are not there yet, but they are good they will be good in the near future, but I just don't see them making the playoffs this year. I mean, the NFC is way too stacked. You know what I'm saying? You got teams like...
It seems like... I'm going to let you go with this because I got two people calling in, but as far as the 49ers goes, I think they have a ton of talent, but like you said, inexperience. Garoppolo's only had 5 starts with that team due to the injury. They definitely improved that defense in the draft and free agency, bringing in a D Ford, obviously Bosa. So the Niners are going to be a much improved team this year, and I get why people are jumping on them, but I think it's a year too early, like you said. I personally think the Rams run away with that division. I don't think there's a team in that division that can contend with them. I know some people may say the Niners, some people may say the Seahawks. I think the Rams run and hide with that division, but we'll have to wait and see. The Seahawks could surprise me.
Let me just throw this in there before I get off. I know I appreciate you, as always, but Seattle did play the Rams really tough last year. In the 2 games, we only lost by 7 points combined. So
I'm not saying that you guys can't compete with them. You guys have that ground and pound attack like you did last year, much like the Ravens did. That's your identity. You run the ball 53% of the time. The next closest team was 48%. So if you could do that again and control the clock, you guys could beat anybody. We'll have to wait and see if you guys can do it, though.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. As always, Chris, great talking to you, and you have a great night, my man.
You too, Brandon.
I'll be in the chat.
Thank you for the call, buddy. All right. Let's take the next caller. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in. Hello?
Great talking to you.
Is that Brandon again? All right. Next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in. What's going on?
Well. How did I get on?
What's going on, King Trizzy? Thank you for popping in, my man. Stand up. What's going on, Amir?
Damn, and he knows who it is. Crap.
What's up, buddy?
How did you know so well?
Well, you always say well.
Yeah, I took that from you.
What's up, buddy?
I ain't gonna lie. Oh, nothing. I'm really looking forward to the season for the Giants. I mean, I know that we won't be that great of a team, but I don't think we'll be pushovers like I thought that we were going to be. I'm really excited for this season. What about you?
I just want to say hello to Cherries in the chat. Thank you for popping in. 40 luck in the chat. Chip Kelly in the chat. I'm not going to get too carried away. It's preseason, man. We're 3-0, but I said it in my recap video today. The Lions went 4-0 the year they went 0-16. I put no stock in the preseason wins. I do put stock into how some of the units are playing. I think the offensive lines look very strong. I think Daniel Jones looks solid. The X-Man looks great. He's got 3 sacks his last 2 games. Lawrence looked pretty good this week, stuff in the run up the middle. So there's definitely some standouts, but I'm not going to change my season expectations based on a couple of preseason wins.
No, I know that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like that. I just mean the fact that, Daniel Jones looks like, I know he's playing at second and all that defenses, but the throws are still, right on the money. And I'm just excited. I can't wait to see when he's going to play. Like, I know Eli's going to start the season, but I don't think he's going to end the season, if you get what I mean.
Oh, no. I mean, unless the Giants have a magical year, I don't expect Eli to end the season. And somebody said Darius Slayton had a great catch. Absolutely correct, Raphael. Doing Darius Slayton, that was a beautiful catch on the sideline. Also, Britton Golden caught a nice ball off the arm of Daniel Jones. Those were his 2 best throws. He was able to look off the defender, hit a strike down the center of the field, and then that ball on the sideline. Daniel Jones has definitely shown arm strength. He's shown precision passing. He's shown what you want in a quarterback, and it's been an encouraging start for Daniel Jones. Nobody could say otherwise. 25 of 30 in his first 3 games. You can't ask for a much better start.
I mean, let me tell you this. Even Chris Carter changed his mind. That was pretty great to see that.
Yeah, well, he had to. I mean, the way Daniel Jones has been playing, he looked like an idiot.
Yeah, no, I agree, but I'm saying how often do people on those shows change their mind? You rarely see it. Usually they just stick to their opinion and that's it, you know?
Yeah, based on the one thing I'm going to say, I'm going to remain even keel. I like some of the things I've seen from Daniel Jones. I'm not going to get carried away. I recognize it's preseason.
Yeah, it's just preseason.
But you got to like what you see. He's got the tools, that's for sure. His arm strength was definitely underrated. You could see it. And I'll say Eli Manning. I don't care what the stats say. I know we're talking about Daniel Jones. Eli Manning had some zip on those throws. He had some zip on those throws. The ball that should have been caught by, I think it was Latimer, on the goal line, that was a bullet in tight coverage. I thought Eli looked pretty sharp regardless of the 4 of 8. So I was encouraged with the quarterback play the last 2 weeks. So we'll see. Obviously, you can't get a full read on the offense, being that Saquon Barkley didn't play, and Evan Ingram, played limited. So you don't have your full repertoire, plus throwing Shepard's out. So it's kind of hard to get a read on the offense, but the offensive line has looked very solid. And that, to me, is the most important aspect of this team this year, is going to be the offensive line.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, do you think Ezekiel Elliott is going to get his contract, or do you think he's going to miss week 1? Because that's against the Giants, so.
I think Ezekiel Elliott's going to get his contract, and I hope he gets $20 million a year. I know he's not going to. They said it was a deal that would have made him the second highest paid running back. I think Gurley makes right around $19 million a year. So I'm hoping it's 17 or 18. I want him to push that cap up. We'll have to wait and see. But I think Zeke's going to get his money. I think we all know that. He's too talented of a player for the Cowboys to mess around with. But I do get the hesitancy based on the fact he still has 2 years left on his rookie contract and the fact that he's had some off-the-field troubles. So I don't blame them for not wanting to make that long-term commitment. But at the end of the day, the Cowboys are stuck between a rock and a hard place because they're trying to contend for a Super Bowl this year. They want to go into the season at full strength. They don't want to be messing around. So I think they're going to have to pay the man his money. And I think Zeke knows that, which is why he held out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Anything else, my man?
Yeah, I just, where do you think the Giants rank in the division between the Cowboys, Redskins and Eagles? Where would you have them ranked? What?
I mean, if I'm being, completely unbiased, I'd be silly to say that we're above the Cowboys or the Eagles going into the season. You never know in season. Things could change. Injuries. Players could play better than expected. But going into the year, there's no way I could say we're better than those two teams. And I would say us and the Redskins are about even. They're going to be starting a rookie quarterback in Dwayne Haskins, probably, if not to start the year, early in the year. I don't personally think he's ready. I think he's going to be a good quarterback, but I don't think he's ready yet.
Yeah.
The Redskins have a better defense, that's for sure. They probably have the second best defense, maybe second or third best defense in the division, but they definitely have a good defense, which is the Giants' weakness. I think the Giants have a better offense, though. So I'd say they're close to about even, and I think that the Cowboys and Eagles are the clear favorites. Anything else, Amir?
Yeah, one last thing very quickly. I know you said NFC Green Bay Packers are your team that you're expecting to be a sleeper, but what is the sleeper on the AFC side? That's what I always wondered.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Like he says, I sharded my diapers. The game shouldn't be 25-23. The Giants played sloppy. They played sloppy. They should have played better, in my opinion. The last preseason game. But as far as what you say, you said I said who my sleeper in the AFC is. I don't think that there's a clear cut. I think the AFC is pretty clear cut. But if I had to pick a team, I said the Steelers. I think a lot of people.
I didn't hear that. Okay.
Yeah, I said the Steelers, and I said somebody. I said the Bills. Those would be my two teams.
Do you agree with me that the Browns are going to win that division, though, or do you?
I think it's a toss-up. I think everybody's just assuming that the Browns are going to win. I think the Steelers are well within contention, and I think that the Ravens could. I don't think that the Browns. I think the Browns are paper champions. Let's see them do it before we start crowning them the division winners.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I don't think they're going to be that great, but I just see them winning the division because of how much talent they have. But you're right in terms of how does that talent come together? How does this chemistry work?
And they have a potentially combustible locker room. You got to take that into account as well. Plus a rookie head coach.
Yeah, that's true. And especially with all the stuff that they're attacking the Giants, that's not helping their team out at all either.
Yeah. But I'm going to let you go, Amir, because I got a couple people calling in. But if you guys have not done so, please go on over to Sports Critic. Check him out. Always shows me a lot of support. Thank you for calling in, my man.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right, Amir. Thank you for the call. And real quick, before I get going, I don't know if he's still here. I think I just saw him type a little while ago. If you guys have not done so, please go on over and subscribe to Kid Blue. That guy is awesome. He's going to be on the channel. We're going to be doing a weekly show. Probably going to alternate channels, doing the weekly picks. So you won't want to miss that. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Stand up, the entertainer.
Is this my man John?
Yes, it is, man. The Phillies ace, man.
The Phillies ace. What is going on, my man? Your Phillies are playing pretty well recently.
No. I was just about to touch on that subject. They were up over the Marlins like 7-1 or 7-2. The final score, we lose 19-11.
Jesus.
We can't beat this Marlins team for nothing, man. We can't beat them. Our pitching fucking sucks. I mean, oh my, I have a rant right now because these are ahead of us now by a game. I think a game or half a game. It's just really pissing me off right now.
Yeah, Mets. I think the Mets are going to drop. They just gave up a run in the 14th, so I don't know. I'm not watching, but hopefully they can come back. What's going on in Afghanistan? But what do you want to talk about, buddy?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about my Phillies real quick. Why they need to get rid of Kapler. I think I'm glad they brought Charlie Manuel in to try to bring in a veteran because he's good with the players and stuff like that. But I think Kapler has worn out his welcome, in my opinion. And I think they need to go find something because this team, pitching is horrible, and our hitting has been. We can score runs, we just can't keep the lead, and when we do have it.
You guys have definitely been underwhelming this year. I think a lot of people jumped on your bandwagon because obviously you brought in all those big name players. Be it Bryce Harper, be it Real Muto. You guys brought in a lot of big name players, so I think a lot of people jumped on the Phillies bandwagon. I was always a little concerned with your pitching, but you guys definitely have some firepower. You still could sneak in the wild card. We'll have to wait and see. But how do you think your Eagles have looked so far?
I think they've been okay at that. I was just a little annoyed that we didn't play Carson Wentz. Just a little series, but to see that Cam Newton gets hurt just makes it all well not to even put him in now. Not to even put him in because we lost two quarterbacks anyway in the playoff in the preseason already. So we had to go out and get what's his name out of retirement. Yeah. So
I actually thought that was a pretty good pickup. Not that he's going to win you a Super Bowl, but I thought it was a pretty good pickup by you guys. McCown was pretty good with the Jets 2 years ago.
Yeah, and he was good with he has a good connection with Alshon Jeffries. Him and Jeffries are really good together. So it's cool that they're back together. But I'm glad. I'm just hopefully that them not playing that we'll be ready for Week 1 against Washington. Because rust and you can't.
I remember you guys came out rusty last year. I remember thinking that you guys. I forgot who you played Week 1, Week 2, but you guys.
Atlanta, we beat Atlanta. Atlanta came down again, like in the playoff game, and almost won the game again. Really.
Yeah, you guys did. I remember watching that game and saying the Eagles did not play well. You won the game, but you played really poorly. I remember you guys came out slow last year, and if you're an Eagles fan, you probably want to avoid that this year. That's for sure. You guys obviously have
of course.
Huge expectations. We'll have to wait and see, man. I cannot wait for football to start. I can't believe we're only 2 weeks away from the start of the season. Obviously, we got the Cowboys' first game, and I think most people are going to be picking the Cowboys, and that's the way I like it.
I'm picking the New York Giants in that game. I'm telling you, you're laughing, but I can't stand Dallas. Can't stand them. They suck. They stink. They shouldn't even be the America's team. They got their owner is just a glorified hype man. But for all that being said, he gets his job. He's the best marketer in the NFL.
Oh, Jerry Jones, yeah, he's a smart man. But
he is sometimes
in the past he's. Oh, Ligman, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, "Remember when Carson came and Wentz?" Oh, okay.
That's a stupid story.
Thank you for the super chat. I want to say hello to G-Man409. Thank you for popping in. Afghanistan, thank you for popping in. D-Man Entertainment, thank you for popping in. Thank you to everybody for being here.
But I hope that I know you reservations against the Eagles. You had the Cowboys out doing us in the NFC East, but I just hope that with our team that we have assembled is better than last year. And if everybody stays healthy, I think we can eclipse Dallas. Even if they do bring Ezekiel back, Ezekiel's going to have a monster year probably. But I think Barkley's 10 times better than him. That's my opinion. And on to your Giants. I know everybody, even you, even Bad Dog, even every Giant wants Eli to come have a great year. But my heart is telling me and it's coming from an Eagles fan. If you start Daniel Jones, if you start him, I can almost, you're going to see, I just feel it. This is a tough year because I've seen how well he's played. He's going to, if you put him in there and your offensive line holds,
yeah,
I think it's going to be, Eagles are going to beat, hands down the Eagles will beat Dallas. I think if you put him in early and don't wait, I know the respect for Eli, I understand all that. But if you put that kid in there, as much as he's proven himself so far in this preseason, I think he's going to flourish. I think he's made back into a wild card. I think NFC, if it goes the way, NFC East will have 3 teams in. So what do you think about that?
I'm going to get to that in 1 second. I just want to get to Amir's Super Chat, man. And thank you so much, Amir. He says, thanks for taking my call. Always a pleasure talking to you. Let's go, Giants. As always, I agree with most of what you said. I could see you as a broadcaster on TV. You're multi-talented and fun to talk to. Man, Amir, I really appreciate that, buddy. And if you guys have...
before you say something, Chris, there's 64 people in here. Get these likes up, everybody.
Spike
this
that
man
like.
works hard every day. Just stand up for him and get his likes in and subscribe. Do everything for my man, Danny Taylor, man. You know he's a Giants fan. You gotta support this guy. He's the best.
John, man, you're friggin' amazing. And thank you so much for everything you do for my channel. But as far as the Daniel Jones comment, I don't think he's going to start week 1. I get why people want him to start. He's looked great in the preseason. He's a breath of fresh air. He's mobile. His arm strength is a lot better than advertised. He's the goods. I mean, in terms of the tools, he looks to be what you want, right? He's accurate. He's mobile. He's got a pretty strong arm. And he's great with the media. He's a good leader. But I don't see him starting week 1, and I don't mind that. You know, I think Eli's here for a reason. I think Daniel Jones will sit behind him until Eli screws it up. And it may be early in the season. I'll say this. I think almost no matter what, Eli plays up till week 6, unless there's an injury. If the Giants are 2-4 after 6 games, there's a good chance Daniel Jones comes in against the Arizona Cardinals, because that would be a good game to get his feet wet. Not that good of a defense. At home, I could see that. I don't think you want to play against the Patriots, so, you know, in Foxborough, his first game. But I get what you're saying. So far, Daniel Jones has looked great. But let's be fair to Eli, and I get it. You know, we want to see Daniel Jones. Eli has looked pretty good, too, and he's been going up against first-team defenses, Daniel Jones against second-team. But I like Daniel Jones. I like what I've seen. I think Daniel Jones could certainly be a very good quarterback in the NFL. There's no reason
I think he'll shock people. That's why because nobody's going to be expecting it, you know? Nobody's going to expect it. That's why.
I hope so, man. I hope Daniel Jones is the goods. I can't wait to see what he could do throughout his career, and hopefully he's the next Eli Manning for us. That's all you can hope for. He gives us 15 years and wins us 2 Super Bowls. And
as long as he beats the Cowboys...
I'll tell you, the quarterbacks in this division are shaping up because Carson Wentz is still young. He signs a big contract. Obviously, you're going to have Daniel Jones on his rookie contract now for the next 5 years. Dak Prescott's about to sign his extension, and Dwayne Haskins. So we know the quarterbacks in this division for at least the next 5 years. So it's kind of shaping up the future of this division. It's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. With Wentz, the only thing you really got to worry about is the injuries. Haskins, I think, has a world of ability, but there's definitely some things he needs to work on coming from a college-style offense. They don't have the best weapons over there in Washington. The offensive line, they're potentially starting Eric Flowers. So they definitely need to surround him with better parts. Daniel Jones, you liked what you've seen so far. And the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, as long as they could support him with the pieces they have, he should continue to be pretty successful. So it's going to be interesting, though. Next couple of years, I think this division is going to get much tighter. I think this year, if I'm being fair, I think Eagles and Cowboys are the clear-cut favorites. I think next year, Giants start to creep up with the cap space that they're afforded. Maybe they get another pretty good draft pick. So I think the next couple of years, this is going to be a very, very tight division.
Yeah, so I hope, and I hope that I'm rooting for your Giants too. I think they're going to do pretty good. Everybody at least expects it. So
I hope so, man. I have them for 8 wins, which I think is higher than most people say. But I hope they shock people that go out and win 9 or 10 games, make the playoffs. Eli goes off on a magical run, or Daniel Jones, whoever. Right. And that would be amazing.
I don't want you to have another outburst like when you get that reaction with Daniel Jones. That was classic. Actually, we went back and we watched that.
Yeah, I listen. I never apologize for my emotions. You should, man. Yeah, if I go back in time, I would have tried to think more rationally and whatever. Everybody knows Josh Allen for months. I was saying I would die if he ever fell to the Giants, and he fell. And it was more a shock that they didn't take Josh Allen than a shock that they took Daniel Jones. But He's my guy, man. Daniel Jones is my quarterback. I'm going to get behind him. I'm hoping he could lead us to a couple of Super Bowls. But, John, man, always love talking to you, man. I got to take a couple of calls, though, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good night, buddy.
All right, man.
Stella!
Have a good one, buddy.
All right, bye.
Great subscriber. Great subscriber. All right, next caller. You're online. Thank you for calling in.
Hello.
Is this Mr. Ben's the Knees, Steven Evans?
Bends the knees, baby. What's going on?
What's going on, man? How are you doing?
I'm well. Listen, thank you for taking the call. Listen, off the top, man, I just want to say, listen, sex is racist, but it has black friends. Okay?
You're right. That's the name of the chat for people that don't know. Steven Evans part of the group chat. But what's going on, buddy, man? I always love when you call. You always bring a good take. Always bring a very good topic to talk about.
Yeah, man, I'm good. Listen, today's topic for me is, to be quite honest with you, I'm a little exhausted with the new narrative on Daniel Jones and whatnot. For me, the back and forth about will he play this season, will he start over Eli week 1 or whatever. For me, I'm actually happy enough that we've seen enough from him in the preseason to just have peace of mind that we do have a quarterback who has the goods, right? And so that whenever he takes the helm, we can have some confidence that we're going to have a really good quarterback for the next however many years. So for me, having that question answered, gives me a peace of mind, and I'm less worried now about when he starts. I was of the mindset, listen, get him in there sooner than later so he can, take his lumps and get his reps and kind of get that first season under his belt and out the way so he'll be better for, next season. But if that doesn't happen this year, I'm okay with that because, again, I've seen the tools, I've seen the disposition, right? I've seen him, play and perform, make mistakes, make good plays and whatnot, and handle it all very professionally. So whenever he gets in there, I'm okay with it. And for Eli, as a Giants fan, and as an eternal Cowboy hater, and Eagle hater, right? Let Eli play. Let him, do what he has to do, and we're looking for bigger and better things moving forward.
That's it, man. And I completely agree with everything you said. I know there's going to be a lot of Giants fans they want Daniel Jones to start. They're going to, any flaw in Eli's game, if he throws the first incompletion, if it's a bad pass, they're going to be calling for him to be benched. And that's not the right thing to do. I think Eli Manning put in 15 years with this team, and I still think, as good as Daniel Jones has looked, going into the year, I still think Eli Manning gives us the best chance to win for his experience alone, his ability to read a defense, and he still has some zip on that ball. You saw it this week. I still think Eli Manning, with an improved offensive line, can be fairly effective. And Daniel Jones is going to see the field this year. Unless the Giants shock the world, Daniel Jones will see the field this year. I promise you, Giants fans, we are going to get to see Daniel Jones. Be patient. Let him learn under Eli. It's the best for him. I point to the Kansas City Chiefs model. I mean, Patrick Mahomes didn't play till week 17 that year, and that's only because they had already made the playoffs and they had nothing to play for. Otherwise, he wouldn't have played the entire season. So, and obviously that did him a world of good. He threw 50 touchdowns in what technically was his rookie year. So, just be patient. I think Daniel Jones is the goods. I think he looks really good, but he still needs to learn the pro game. There's no doubt about it. He's going up against second-team players. You have to take that into account. But he's making the throws you need to be made. That's for damn sure. And I can't wait. I can't wait to see him play.
Yeah, absolutely. And listen, the Kansas City model is obviously the most ideal of situations, right? And so as it relates to us, the Giants, how nice would it be to have won enough games in division to know where you'd be slotted in the playoffs, and then be able to give Daniel Jones that kind of Pat Mahomes game that he had the year before last. So I'm eternally optimistic. You know what I mean? So as I always say, so hopefully that ends up being the case. But as I said before, whatever ends up being the case, we see that the kid seems to have the goods, and yeah. He's been in there against second-teamers, but he's also been there playing, with second-teamers and whatnot, on our end, too, for the most part. No Saquon, no first-team game plan, all that other kind of stuff. So you have to take the whole situation into account and kind of educatedly project what we could reasonably expect seeing moving forward. And for me, somebody who fancies himself an educated football fan, especially when it comes to my Giants, I'm okay. You know, I'm breathing a sigh of relief. I would much rather be in this situation than be in a Buffalo Bills post Jim Kelly situation where they still haven't figured it out, or a Dan Marino still haven't figured it out. You know what I mean? So
that's a great point. And Daniel Jones is being set up for success. He's got Saquon Barkley on a rookie contract. He's got an improved offensive line that should be stable for at least another couple of years. I know they got some veterans there. Solder's getting, I think he's 30, 31. Remmers is about 30. But, they've got the building blocks to support him for at least the next 2 or 3 years. And I think him learning under Eli is going to help him. So I think Daniel Jones is being set up in the perfect situation. And the Giants just got to be patient and do it the right way. When it's his time this year, he's going to get to play. It's just a matter of when it's his time. I just don't think his time is week 1. That's all.
Absolutely. And listen, we still haven't seen the kid's full skill set. Like, we haven't really seen him, take off on a naked bootleg or run an option read route or an RPO with Saquon in the backfield. So there's definitely a lot of room for us to be further, enamored by all things Daniel Jones. Just savor it. Hopefully we get the best of both worlds. We get the swan song from Eli. Maybe he gets us into the playoffs one last go around for him. And listen, any season where Giants quarterback can beat Dallas twice and beat the Eagles twice, fuck the Redskins. For me that's good. For me that's good. And listen, also too, I've brought it up to anybody who would listen, right? I don't hear anybody talking about Alec Ogletree, the linebacker. And like, for me, I feel like he could be and will be one of the keys to a successful season, on the defensive end.
That's a great point you bring up, because last year Ogletree to me was underwhelming. I think he was one of the worst players on the team per PFF. But I do think the second year in the Betcher defense, I think he's going to be better than last year. He's going to be so important. If you could get an improved Ogletree, how he was playing with the Rams early in his career, that's something that I think you're absolutely right. A lot of people aren't really looking at that. He could be a huge part of this defense. That's a great point you bring up.
And I got to tell you, it's a little annoying because, to me, he's pretty blatantly obvious. A significant piece of not just the defense, but the team. And I imagine he's probably a leader somewhat in the locker room. And he has a knack for that football. You know what I mean? And that's very much appreciated. And to be quite honest with you, and it's not hyperbole, I'm not just, smoking the good stuff here. I feel like he can make his way onto the top 50 next year if he has a season that's unfettered by injury and he continues to go find that ball the way he seems to be able to. Like, I'm excited. I'm just as excited to see Ogletree have a really good season as I am Saquon or Sterling or Evan Ingram or Daniel Jones for that matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You bring up a good point with the nose for the ball. I think he led the team in interceptions last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think he had 4 or 5. And that 49er game, he made 2 incredibly athletic plays. That was, I think it was a 49er game. No, was it? I forget who it was. Maybe it wasn't the 49ers, but it was the Bears game, I think. He had the pick 6 when they were deep on their own goal line, and then he made a one-handed interception in Odell Beckham-like fashion. Ogletree definitely had some highlight plays last year, but he did get lost a lot in coverage, and we need him to improve that. I think they're going to start Tay Davis because that's what he's known for at the other middle linebacker spot because they definitely need some help in coverage. But, yeah, I agree with you. If Ogletree could get back to the way he was, I mean, Ogletree was probably a top 10 linebacker, a couple of years ago with the Rams. And if he get back to that, that'd be a huge, huge part for this defense. It's a good point you bring up.
Huge. And listen, just in case people, don't know, right? I fancy myself an old school Giants fan. I'm a diehard Giants fan. Like, I love Big Blue. That's my team. And I got to tell you, from my perspective, very humbly and with all due respect, if you are a true Giants fan, then you know that for as much as we, just dislike the Cowboys in like an anal polyp sort of way, right? We hate the Eagles more than the Cowboys and always will. I just want to put that out there so whoever's like-minded can co-sign that Because, listen, the Cowboys, yeah, okay, we don't like them. But the Eagles, they do something to my spirit, right? Can't stand them. So I just want to put that out there.
If there's one game I want to win this year, the perfect scenario for me, I'm going to let you go because I got people calling in, but perfect scenario for me this year, if we're not going to make the playoffs, obviously we make the playoffs, that's perfect scenario. But if we're out of the playoffs, perfect scenario for me, Week 17, Eagles need to win to make the playoffs and we knock them out. That would be unbelievable.
Beautiful.
And that's what I'm praying for. If we don't make the playoffs, we get an opportunity to end the Eagles season Week 17, and hopefully we cash in. But I just want to say thank you so much for calling in, man. Always appreciate your support, and I hope you keep up with the channel, buddy.
Now, listen, thank you so much. And again, sex is racist. I'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy. All right. Next call. You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
How's it going, Chris?
What's going on? Who's this?
Barboski, man. What's up?
Barboski, what's up, man? Great subscriber of mine. What's going on, man?
No, chilling. Just watching a little baseball while I listen to you guys.
Yo, Yankees are playing tonight.
Yeah, they're playing the Dodgers. They're up right now. I actually was watching a little bit of your Mets, and then they went to 14 innings, man, and they lost.
Yeah.
Right at the end, they played a great game. DeGrom's a beast, man. He hit a home run.
They can never beat that team. They never beat that team.
Yeah, man. The Braves are playing great, but I gotta admit, you guys have surprised me. You guys are gonna be in it towards till the end, but you definitely got the horses in the starting rotation. So
that's
we'll
the
see,
thing.
But
that's the thing. If the Mets could ever get in with DeGrom, with Syndergaard's pitched his ass off since the trade deadline as well, and Stroman and Wheeler, they could do some damage in the playoffs. But the whole key is, can they get in?
Yeah, and you're exactly right, because when you already know when you get into the playoffs, it's all about starting pitching. So it would be a scary rotation to go against, and I'm a Yankees fan saying that, and for sure. You guys just kind of need a couple bats too, maybe next year, but
bullpen.
You guys make
the bullpen's been awful. That's what they need to really fix next year.
Yeah, that too. But I think that's an easy fix if you make the right moves. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Excuse me. But yeah, man. Giants, man. I'm excited, man. I'm excited for this season. I don't know if it's just me, but it's been a while since I've been this excited for a season. I know the Giants don't have a lot of expectations to go far, but I think regardless, as Giants fans, we got to be excited because there's
a lot to look forward to this year. You got the second year of Saquon Barkley. You've got the improved offensive line. You got a rookie quarterback who's probably going to get an opportunity to play. This is a huge year for the Giants. It may not be in terms of playoffs, but in terms of the future and building and starting a winning culture, and it's a big year for the Giants. I get excited every year, but this is a huge year for the Giants. I can't wait.
Yeah, and the reason why I say it's going to be exciting no matter what is because, like I said, we're not expecting too many wins, but let's just say Eli does his thing and we actually make the playoffs. Wow, great! You know what I'm saying? Daniel Jones gets to sit behind him, and we get to make the playoffs. But if God forbid Eli has a bad year, well, we get to see the beginning of Daniel Jones. So I'm still going to be excited. You know what I'm saying? Even if we only win 5-6 games, at least we get to see Daniel Jones and and start this new era, right? So I'm just really excited, man. And like you said, having Barkley, he's my pick for MVP, and I know a lot of people are gonna, well, I have some friends that say I'm just saying that because I'm a Giants fan, but I don't say that every year about Giant players. I actually never say that, you know what I mean? So this is the first year that I'm picking a Giant that I could ever remember. Well, yeah, to be the MVP. And
well, I'll say this about your pick: if the Giants make the playoffs, he's probably the favorite to win it because the whole offense is going to revolve around Saquon Barkley. So it's not a bad pick if you think the Giants could make the playoffs. If the Giants make the playoffs, Barkley's going to be right up there for the MVP.
I know it's hard for for a running back to win the MVP. It's basically a quarterback award, right?
Yeah, I think Peterson, if I'm not mistaken, was the last guy to win it. That was running back.
And he had a record-breaking type of year, so it's not impossible. But I think he did what he did behind that line. Just imagine this year, we've upgraded. He's just great, man. And obviously he's a leader, and he just says everything, the right things. And I'm just so excited to see him play. And hopefully the line stays healthy, he stays healthy. And I just can't wait. But obviously I want to talk about Daniel Jones. I mean, obviously that's the hot topic.
Oh man, yeah, 25 of 30 so far in preseason. He's been terrific.
Yeah, and obviously the people that were dogging him and dogging the pick, they're gonna say, "Oh, it's just preseason." But if he was horrible, they wouldn't say it's just preseason, right?
Right.
They would be saying, "Oh yeah, he should be doing better," blah 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 blah. But yeah, he's looking good, man. He just pops off the screen to me.
At the end of the day, some of the throws, and what's going on, Dylan Renner? Thank you for popping in. At the end of the day, some of the throws that this guy has made would be good against anybody. I mean, he's made some unbelievable passes. That first touchdown he threw against the Jets was ridiculous.
It was perfect.
Yeah, and then the throw to Slayton in the corner, the throw to Britton Golden up the seam. He's putting some zip on those balls. He's showing confidence. Daniel Jones looks really good. I don't want to get carried away, but he looks really good.
Nah, you're not, man. You're not. And one thing about that throw you said about to Slayton, the play before that is the play he got popped. And He gets right back up and gets pressured again and puts it right on the mark. And that's just that. I mean, not that I needed more proof. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's just preseason, and somebody else is going to hear us and think, "Oh, these Giant fans," but he just looks like he knows what he's doing. So yeah, when he did that, he got right back up, and then threw that dime to Slayton. I was like, wow, and it kind of reminded me of this one play. I'm sure you probably remember it when Eli first started. I want to say it was the first game he started against it was the Eagles, I think. And he got destroyed by, I think it was Trotter. I don't even remember that. He got pancaked by, I think, Trotter and Hugh Douglas. And Eli got right back up. And I was like, wow, damn, this kid is tough.
Yep.
And I just kind of thought about that play when Daniel Jones did that yesterday. And I was like, wow, this guy is tough too, you know what I mean? I know it's only one play.
Yeah, if you watch the college film, and by the way, I want to say hello to Authentic, great subscriber of mine, thank you for popping in. If you look at the college film on Daniel Jones, he took a lot of hits when he was with Duke, and he stood in the pocket and he took those hits, and he's always demonstrated toughness. That's one thing I liked about him when I watched the film before the draft. He definitely has that ability to take hits, and stand in the pocket.
Yeah, man, and you say stand in the pocket, and he stands in the pocket tall, and then you can see his eyes, like you can see him going through his progressions. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, that's what you want to see. And then quickly you'll see, like, if his first, second, read is not good down the field, he just checks it down. You know what I mean? So you could tell he's knowing the system, and he knows, what to do right away. Now, obviously, once the defenses start scheming on him and stuff like that, it's going to be harder, obviously, but he's going to learn. You could tell he's a smart guy, especially when he was coached by Cutcliffe is his name?
Yeah. The Duke. Same guy who coached Eli and Peyton.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, he's smart. So, with time, he's just going to learn that stuff too. And then you add the whole fact that he's playing behind Eli Manning, who, is one of the smartest quarterbacks we've ever seen in this league. And on top of it, Eli is, you could tell he's a humble guy and he's willing to help. He's not like a Brett Favre who wasn't trying to. You could tell he didn't want to help Aaron Rodgers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cause
Joe Flacco too last year with Jackson. Same way. Joe Flacco wasn't much of a mentor either. Eli Manning wants to help. There's no doubt about it.
So I think Jones is just in the perfect situation.
He really is. He really is.
I'm just so excited. And just one more thing about Daniel Jones. I will say this about him, and I can already tell just by the time that we're living in with social media, and he's going to be probably one of the most scrutinized quarterbacks ever that we've ever seen. Whether he does good or bad, like the magnifying glass on him is going to be. Now, obviously, if he does great, then the talk is going to be different. But if he starts having some few bad games, oh my God, like the memes on social media and these ESPN experts, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I think we don't got nothing to worry about because I think this kid is a real deal, and I just can't wait.
I sure hope so, man. And New York. I mean, Eli dealt with it his whole career. He's going to face media scrutiny the second he has a bad game. So, but I think Daniel Jones is cut out for it. I mean, the first test he got, I'm going to let you go. I got a couple people calling, but the first test he got was this Baker Mayfield thing. And I know now it's later come out that Mayfield, whatever, but Mayfield, supposedly went to the media. He bashed Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones, he brushed it off, and I thought he handled that very well. And I think Daniel Jones is really, that is one of his best attributes. I think he's going to handle the media here flawlessly, just like Eli Manning did. So that you bring up a good point there. But Barboski, man, I just want to say thank you for being such a great subscriber. Thank you for calling in, and I look forward to talking to you during the season.
All right, man. Have a great one.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. All right, next caller. Thank you for calling in.
Yo, what's going on, man?
What is going on? Who's this?
Oh, this your boy, City, man.
What's going on, man? How you doing, man? City for real.
I'm good, bro. I'm good.
What's up?
Yep. You already know. Yo, so check it out, right? I want to touch on your Week 17 thing that you said like a little bit ago, earlier, or whatever, right? So I look at it. I want to see this. This is what I want to see. I want to see us do what we did to the Patriots. Remember when we played them in Week 17 and we lost,
right?
And then we came back and we played them in the playoffs, dusted them off or something like that.
Yeah, we lost 38-35, and the Patriots ended up going 16-0, and then we knocked them out in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I want to see some type of situation like that where we lose to them in Week 17, meet them in the playoffs, dust them off, send them on their way back.
Oh my God! Could you imagine beating the Eagles in the playoffs? That would be amazing. That'd be incredible,
bro. That would be, bro. I guarantee you what, cannolis would be dropping from MetLife Stadium forever.
Yeah. Oh, I'll give everybody cannolis if we ever beat the Eagles in the playoffs. I'll have a huge cannoli giveaway.
Man, and then so then I got a question for you too, bro.
You're breaking up, buddy.
For DeAndre,
there you go. Now I hear you. Go ahead.
Yo, for DeAndre, right? If he gonna be one of our starting corners, right? How many intos you give him for this season?
It's a good question. DeAndre Baker, how many interceptions? I mean, it's kind of relative season to season. It's hard to predict interceptions, but I think he will definitely see some action. Being that he's the second corner, they'll definitely test him early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
He's a physical corner. He's more of a physical corner than like a playmaker. But I do like him. He's gritty. He's tough. I'll go if he starts the year and he plays all 16 games. I'll go 5 interceptions. I was in a discussion. I forgot who it was though. When you and Bad Dog was doing the thing, whatever. And I was saying like I like him because he's so physical that I think that just because he's physical, I think he might just be able to take over on mistakes just from being physical at the line. Like, where a quarterback is looking for their receiver to be in a certain spot, 3-step drop, whatever you want to call it, looking for that receiver to be there. He's so physical and like, you know what I'm saying? That he just might be able, and I said the same thing. I gave him about 4. Yeah. 4 or 5. I think that hopefully we get. Last year, I mean, I think Ogletree led the team with 4. Might add 5. That's one thing I really want to see the Giants do better this year. Create some turnovers. They didn't turn the ball over a lot last year, actually. Knock on wood. Saquon never fumbled.
Mm-hmm.
I think he was one of only like 6 or 7 running backs ever to have the amount of touches he had in a season and not fumble the football. And Eli only threw 11 picks. So the Giants did a great job last year, actually. If you want to look at a positive, they didn't turn the ball over much at all. But by the same token, they didn't create turnovers.
So real quick, I'll flip it to quads before I take off of here. I'll get back to watching. But so for our guy, right? Check it. If you can you see this? Is this possible, right? Because I can see it. Like, I can see the guy having the most all total yards, all purpose, like, receiving, rushing. I can see him doing that.
Right.
Now, if we have a winning record with that man doing that, you think he'd be eligible for MVP?
Yeah, somebody just said, I think Barbowski said that. If the Giants make the playoffs this year, and that's a huge if, I don't want to, but if Barkley's got to be in the discussion. I mean, the whole offense is going to revolve around Saquon Barkley. So if the Giants have any chance at the playoffs this year, Saquon Barkley would have to have like a Marshall Faulk type year when he had that huge year with the Rams or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Giants made the playoffs, Barkley's definitely going to be in the top 5 for MVP, in my opinion. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Well, man, hey, I love what you do. I know you got callers coming in and stuff like that, so I'm going to get back to watching and keep up the good work, brother.
City for real, man. Great supporter of mine. I gave you a wrench, by the way, so in the chat I gave you a wrench. Thank you for calling in, and thank you for being a great supporter of the channel.
For sure.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. All right. Next caller. Thank you for calling in. What's going on, Slick Nick? Thank you for popping in, buddy. Who's this?
Oh, it's Tato. Sex is racist. Clap, 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 clap. Sex is racist. Clap, clap, clap,
God.
clap.
Bigger Mike in the house. What is going on? Big Eagles fan. Great supporter of mine. Mackenzie, what's up, Mackenzie? Thank you for tuning in. But what's going on, buddy?
Nothing really. I just decided to call in. You looking sexy as a mug right now. I'm just saying, bro.
Is your mom watching?
No, she's downstairs talking to my sister.
Oh, okay.
She just went to college, as you know.
Oh, that's right. You told me you were sending her off to college.
Yes. She's finally gone, and I finally get my own room. I think it's a fair deal.
Where's she going to college?
Saying what college she's going to on stream.
Oh, okay. Good call. I shouldn't ask that. You're right. You're absolutely right. But you're an Eagles fan.
Yes.
How do you think you guys look so far?
Oh, we're looking great, man. We're Super Bowl contenders. One of the most complete rosters in the league. Oh yeah. We could win the Super Bowl. We can go 19-0 with Josh McCown at this point. We're that good. We're the best team ever.
I happen to agree with you. I don't think, not just this year. I say it over and over again. Yeah. It's not just this year. I don't think you guys lose another game for the next 10 years. I think that your team is that good.
Yeah. All right, but legitimately, I actually have a few things to talk about. One, I've heard people say that the Eagles' window for winning is closing rapidly, and that all of our talent is old, and they're veterans, and their contracts are taking up all our cap space, and their contracts are running out soon. I honestly don't see that, because I feel like Howie Roseman, is a very underrated drafter, and he's drafted great for us. Like, think about it. There was talks about possibly trading Alshon, or just today there was talks about possibly trading Alshon, or him like taking up a lot of the cap, and I believe his contract's up in 2 years. And then we drafted J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, who has been great this preseason, and is a perfect replacement for him. He's just like Alshon. He's a replica.
Yeah, no, he was I liked him coming out of the draft. I thought that was a good pick by you guys. And I'll tell you this, and I think the Giants are getting to this point. But what makes a good football team? The reason the Giants have so much cap space next year is because they've drafted so poorly. Teams that draft well don't have cap space because they use that cap space to retain the players they drafted. And if I'm being completely honest, the Eagles and the Cowboys over the last 3, 4, 5 years have drafted exceptional. You guys have built your teams through the draft for the most part, and I think the Giants are starting to do that. I think the last 2 years, people could bash Gettleman for some of the things he's done, but overall, I thought he's had 2 strong drafts, and I think the Giants are starting to build their team the proper way. But I agree. I think that the Eagles can remain good because of the way that they've drafted. I can't say you're wrong with that. But you know they're certainly not going to be able to add a lot of big free agents. I'll say that. You guys have used most of your cap space. Same with the Cowboys. After they're going to use that money to retain Dak and Zeke and probably Amari Cooper.
That situation.
Yeah, but you guys have definitely drafted. You and the Cowboys have both drafted very well.
Yeah, and then another thing, the coaching the coaching on the Eagles, I want to say it's underrated, but Doug Peterson, in my opinion, is a top 5, top 6 head coach in the league, and coaching beats talent every time, if you ask me.
Yes and no. Yes and no. I think if it's like an unbelievable coach like Bill Belichick, I agree. I mean, we've seen him beat many. Last year, the Patriots beat the Chiefs. The Chiefs were a more talented team. The Rams were probably a more talented team. So if it's an unbelievable coach, I agree. If it's a good Andy Reid's a perfect example. I think he's a great coach, but he doesn't win. I don't know. I still think you need talent usually to win, but I think if it's like an unbelievable head coach, he could make do with probably average talent.
All right, and this next thing I want to bring up, it's gonna pain me to say, okay, guys. I might need your help to maintain while I'm saying this, okay? It's like actually gonna hurt my gut.
Go ahead.
All right. I feel like the Cowboys have I feel like they have a very slight chance of possibly getting a wild card spot without Zeke, because they're not winning the division without Zeke.
Well,
that's just not.
Before you continue, they're going to have Zeke. He's going to sign. He's going to sign.
How do you know?
Well, I mean, there's already been reports that they offer him the second highest paid running back in football. I mean, how much more could he be expecting than that?
And then Zeke retweeted something saying there was someone who tweeted something like, historically, the best running back, when the best running back in the league is drafted or something like that, when he becomes the best running back in the league, he gets paid more than what the most paid running back is in the league. He gets paid more than him by about 15 or 20% when it comes to contract time, and he retweeted that. He's obviously.
I'll say this: with quarterbacks, that's true. Running backs, I mean, Le'Veon Bell, I thought got underpaid. I mean, now I know he sat out a year. But he only got $13 million a year. I think most people were expecting at least 15. I don't know. I think Zeke is playing with fire. And I think he knows it. And if they offer him the second highest paid running back, he'd be an idiot to turn that down. If they're going to offer him $15 million a year, he should jump on that.
Zeke and Jerry Jones are so stubborn. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys front office offered him his contract. Now Zeke's got to stop being a stubborn little hoe and accept it, but I don't think he will.
I mean, I hope you're right. I mean, as a Giants fan, we're playing him week 1. I hope you're right. I think when push comes to shove, he's going to sign it because here's the factors. He still has 2 years left on his deal, so he has no leverage. He's not going to sit out for 2 years. He runs the threat. If he sits out, the Cowboys have such a good offensive line that Pollard could come in there and take off, and then when Zeke hits the open market, it's going to hurt his value because they're going to say, well, you did so well because you had that offensive line. So I don't think it makes any sense. If they offer him a good deal, he's got to take it.
I can see your point there. I can see where you're coming from, but I feel like Zeke has shown us so much, and I feel like he's shown us he can be on the open market and not be affected very much by that. Because Le'Veon Bell had the best O-line, had one of the best O-lines in football in Pittsburgh. I don't think he'll be as good on the Jets until they get a type of O-line like they did, like the Steelers.
He's not going to be as good.
But you see, what?
He's not going to be as good. I agree with you.
Oh yeah. So like he can go to the open market, and I feel like Zeke has shown us enough to the point where like he doesn't need the best offensive line to get paid. He doesn't need the best offensive line to like be the best running back in football.
Yeah, he's definitely going to get his money. I just think it would hurt his value a little bit if he sat out. I think it hurt Le'Veon Bell's value. Le'Veon Bell last year, I think if he played, I don't remember the exact figures, but he would have got like, 17? It was something ridiculous under the franchise tag. Now, of course, he would have risked injury, but had he played last year, he probably would have got 16 or 17 million, and I think he would have got a bigger contract this year than what he got. But I think it's a dumb move. If Zeke had 1 year left on his deal, I would say it's a smart move because he'd be putting the Cowboys in a tough situation because the Cowboys have a limited window to try to win a Super Bowl before they pay their players, and they probably would have been like, let's do it. But the fact he has 2, he's got no leverage. And if the Cowboys are going to offer him $14-15 million a year, if he turns that down, well, he's an idiot. I'm sorry. He just is. And maybe he will. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But I just want to say, Big Mike, thank you for being such a great supporter. I got a couple of people trying to call in. But thank you for being a big part of my channel.
No problem, Guzzy.
All right, man. Big Mike is awesome. And what is going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Yeah. This is Hibbit.
Hitbit, I've been seeing in the chat you've been trying to call in. What is going on, buddy?
Nothing much, but I don't have very much time. But first, I have to say, Jet up.
Get up? Oh, Jet up. Jet up, you said?
Yep, Jet up.
Oh, yeah, I know you're a big Jets fan. How do you think you guys are going to do this year?
I think we do have a very good chance of making the wild card, but that's about it. I think we can probably get second place with like a 10-6 record.
I like your optimism. I personally do not have the Jets that high. I do think you guys are much improved this year, and I think that Sam Darnold is going to have a very good sophomore year. I think the Jets will be 8-8, but I think they're going to have a lot of positivity going into the next season. I like what you guys did. I think you guys had a good offseason. So I loved your draft. I love Quinnen Williams there with the 3rd overall pick. I thought he was the best player in the draft. And, yeah, Jets fans should be excited. I think you guys got a bright future over there.
Yeah, definitely. But then I also want to talk about the Jets versus Giants. When is it, like week 8, week 9?
Week 10.
Week 10. I'm going to give you my reason why I think the Jets are going to win that game.
Go ahead.
So, in the preseason game, the first-team offense for the Jets, I think, looked much better than the first-team offense for the Giants. I think Eli Manning went like 3 and out.
I can't argue. I mean, let's be fair. Hitbit. Let's be fair. Sam Darnold did throw a ball that should have been picked off by Jabril Peppers, but after that, Sam Darnold and the Jets offense moved the ball down the field flawlessly. So I can't argue that. I mean, Eli Manning, I think they were just trying to kind of get him off the field, but by the time Daniel Jones came in, it was the second-team defense for the Jets, so we didn't really get to see what we were working with there in terms of your first-team defense versus our first-team offense. But I can't argue that. Darnold looked great against our defense, and that's been a problem for the Giants thus far. This past week against the Bengals, Dalton looked great too. So I think the Giants' first-team defense has a lot to work on.
So, like, yeah, that probably should have been an interception. But, you know, and then the defense for the Jets looked really good. Yeah, that's really about it for that game. I think it's going to be a really close game. I say Jets 24, Giants 20.
I think it should be a close game. I agree with that. I think it'll be within 7 points at the most. And I'm going to that game, so I'm excited. You know, it should be a good game. I think either team can win. I don't think either team is that much better than the other. And, you know, you can't really predict. I always say this. You can't predict 10 weeks in advance because you don't know what the teams are going to look like. You don't know what injuries you're going to have. But right now, yeah, the Jets are probably slightly more talented, but I think it's a pretty evenly matched game. And I think it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and one more thing. I want one team from each conference that you think will take a step back this year.
One team from each conference. Ooh, good question. Okay, I'll go AFC first. I'll say, let me think of the playoff teams last year. You had the Ravens. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, so I think they take a step back. I think the Colts get back to the playoffs. I think the Patriots get back to the playoffs. I think the Chargers get back to the playoffs. I think the Chiefs get back to the playoffs. And who's the team I'm forgetting? The Steelers made the playoffs, right? But I out of those teams that made the playoffs, I'd say the Ravens. I'd say the Ravens take the biggest step back. Yeah, I'll go Ravens. And in the NFC, I'll go. Yeah, the Cowboys make the playoffs. Eagles make the playoffs. I think they're both probably at least going to contend to make the playoffs. Rams made the playoffs. The Saints. I'll say the Bears. That's a surprise pick. I'll say the Bears are the team that takes a step back, the team that misses the playoffs from last year.
I agree with you. I think both those teams, I think the Ravens are a little overhyped. They lost a bunch of, huge parts of their defense, but they did add some pretty good free agents. And the Bears, I think, had a pretty easy schedule last year, so...
The other one is the Seahawks. I agree with that. I forgot the Seahawks, Bigger Mike. I think the Seahawks are going to miss the playoffs. So, yeah, I'll go Ravens and Seahawks are the sure things. But I think the Bears are a surprise team that most people would have. And I think that the Packers or the Vikings are well within contention there. But Hip It, man. Anything else, my man?
No, not really. But I do have to say that Daniel Jones basically playing against the Bengals second team defense is basically like playing against the Bengals first team defense, because Bengals defense sucks.
Oh, the Bengals defense is horrible. They were ranked 32nd in yards against last year, 30th in points. Yeah, Bengals were not a good test for the Giants this week. I was hoping we played a better team week 3. But hip it, man, I just want to say thank you for your continued support, even though you're a Jets fan. I appreciate you tuning into my streams, and I look forward to talking to you in the future, my man.
Yeah, and one last thing. Daniel Jones will be the next Matthew Stafford.
I would be happy with that. I think Stafford's a good quarterback. He hasn't won playoff games, but I'd be happy with that. But hip it, man, thank you so much for the call, buddy. I do appreciate it.
Yeah. Took me a while but finally. But yeah, thank you.
All right, my man. Have a good one. Let me get to these super chats real quick. I'm getting an unknown caller. It could be a prank call. I'll get to you in a second. If you are pranking me, we'll get it over with. Kid Blue, thank you so much for the super chat. He says, let's have a big football game before the Giants-Jets games. YouTubers versus subs. Great show, bro. Excited to work together again. Kid Blue, I meant to super chat you last week. I had a changeover with my credit card. Definitely next time on your stream, I'm going to super chat you. Thank you so much for your support. Keep up the great work on your channel. Barboski, yo, I'm telling you, Barkley for MVP. Barboski, thank you so much. And from your lips to God's ears, I am praying that Barkley gets the MVP, because that means we're going to the playoffs. Barboski, man, thank you so much, man. Great support of my channel. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hello?
Hello, and I lost my background again. I don't know what let me just fix this real quick. Sorry about that. Let me just 1 second. Sorry about that. Let's shift this over, and we'll scrunch this down. And go ahead. What do you want to talk about, buddy?
When do you think Daniel Jones will start?
When do I think Daniel Jones? When do I think you're going to get to your prank? That should be the real question here. But I'm going to entertain this. I'm going to let you do what you want to do. I'll embarrass you.
Daniel Jones will start.
When do I think Daniel Jones will start? I think Daniel Jones will start. If I had a gun to my head, I'd say week 7. I think the Cardinals make sense if the Giants get off to a poor start. If not, then after the bye.
Is Daniel Jones the best quarterback out of the draft?
So far in the preseason, he has been. I can't say that yet, though. I mean, Kyler Murray's got a lot of talent. Dwayne Haskins got a lot of talent. But so far in the preseason, he's looked good. I know he's going to prank me, guys. I just think it'll be funny. We'll see what he's going to do. I'm kind of embarrassed him. But go ahead. What else do you want to talk about? What other questions you got?
No, I'm not pranking.
Okay. Go ahead.
That's all I have for you. Thank you for letting me call in.
You got it, buddy. Have a good one. Kendra, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Kendra, great supporter of the channel. Always appreciate it when she pops in. Next call, you're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hey, entertainer, what's going on?
What is going on? Who's this?
This is Ryan Broadway. How you doing, sir?
What is going on, my man? Yeah, I see you comment on my videos sometimes. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, man. Hey, I just want to let you know you're running a good show up there, man. I love your videos. I ran into YouTube and I started seeing your stuff, and I'm like, man, this guy, he's a legit fan of the team, and I appreciate that. I'll tune in. So thank you for everything you've done. But listen, I got a few things I want to say. I try not to stay too long.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just want to say, listen, there's something about Daniel Jones' ball when he throws it compares to Eli, that that this kid is going to be a pretty good quarterback. I don't want to throw him up there and say he's going to be the Hall of Fame. I want to rein it back a little bit, because I know as a lot of Giants fans, we have a tendency to be a little overzealous, and we see a guy do it one day and all of these we already. And I want to stay with, but I will say that Daniel Jones has the potential to be a very good quarterback. I think personally he would be better than Eli, because it looks like he just has that. He just has that in him. You can just tell when someone has that talent. But
I'll say this, and then I'll let you get to your next point. I'll say this about what you said about Daniel Jones. If he is better than Eli, I mean, Eli's going to the Hall of Fame. So I mean, that would be incredible. Right. I sure hope so. And in terms of what I've seen from Daniel Jones, other than the obvious things that people say, the arm strength, the precision, the spiral on his throws, it's so tight. He has a very tight spiral, and he's got great mechanics. I'm I'm really impressed with the kid. I know I'm still a little skeptical until I see him do it again in a real game. But he's got what you want. He really does.
Absolutely, and another thing about Daniel Jones, and again, I know he's only played against second teamers and guys who are going to be working at Walmart next week. That's fine. But the thing with Daniel, I mean, it's just his accuracy is something we haven't seen. Eli in his prime, Eli was a decently accurate quarterback, if that makes any sense. He was okay. He wasn't overly. He wasn't a great guy as far as accuracy, but he was here and there with his accuracy. But Daniel Jones looks like, with his talent, that he's going to, and with the balls he's thrown, that he's going to be a consistently accurate quarterback, which is something we haven't seen with the Giants in I don't know how long.
That's fair to say. Eli was not the most, until he switched systems. He got his completion percentage up a little bit. But yes, when Eli was at his best, he was more of that Brett Favre type quarterback, that gunslinger. The big plays, but not so much the efficient passing. And the guy that I compare Jones to, and obviously I hope he's a little bit better, but he's a very good quarterback, Alex Smith. I think they have similar games. I think Jones has a stronger arm, but I think Alex Smith's very cerebral, very smart. He's got very good mobility. A lot of people that don't watch Alex Smith on a regular basis, he's quick. He could run. And he's a very accurate passer. So I think they do have a lot of similarities, but I think Jones could be better. But Smith's a very good quarterback.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's another thing we haven't even seen from Daniel Jones yet is his ability. Maybe that's something the coaches his mobility. Maybe the coaches are telling him, hey, try not to run too much. I don't know, but he hasn't run yet. That's another aspect of this game we haven't seen that I'm looking forward to seeing. Not only is he it looks like he's pretty accurate, but he's a mobile guy, and I'm looking forward to seeing the mobility. But I wanted to touch on this one other thing too. I think this year I'm being a little optimistic. I want to say, hey, maybe wild card, maybe, but I think this year it looks like it's going to be a year of potentials. I think we're going to have an offense that's going to look like it can potentially be great in the future. I think Eli gets benched somewhere towards midway, maybe towards the tail end of the year. I think the defense takes a bit of a step up, but not all the way to get us into the playoffs. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, the defense, a lot of people are saying the defense is going to be worse because they lost, Olivier Vernon and, Collins. They lost some big-name guys. But the defense was horrible last year. They were arguably the worst defense in football until the last 4 or 5 games of the year. I don't think it could be worse than last year. I think the defense will be better. I still don't think it's going to be that good, if I'm being completely honest. I'd say they're going to be in like the mid-20s, 24, 25, rather than 30.
Okay.
But they're young, right? We got to take that into account. Their whole secondary is brand new. They're young. Lawrence is a rookie. All the pass rushers are young, other than Marcus Golden. So it's going to be an exciting year because we're going to get to see Lorenzo Carter get better, B.J. Hill get better. The rookies, Zimenez get some, a more expanded role than he would on another team. So, and I'm really excited for Dexter Lawrence. I think Dexter Lawrence, he is ready to go. I think he is going to make an immediate impact. Of all the rookies that were drafted this year, I think he will make the biggest impact on this year's team. But I'm excited about this defense because they're young, they're hungry, and I think they're only going to get better year over year. And next year, I think next year with the cap space they're going to have and the experience that they'll have going into the following season, I think they could be a very good defense next year. This year, I'm going to keep it in perspective. I think the offense could be very good if things break right, if the offensive line is improved. With Barkley running back there, I think the offense could be a top 10 offense. A lot of people may think that's ridiculous, but you look at this team last year, they had 4 30-point games, I believe, in the last 8. And I think they averaged 27 points a game, 26 points a game over their last 8 games against some very good defenses. The Bears, the Titans, they played some good defense. Cowboys, Eagles. So I think the offense could be top 10 to 12, possibly. The defense, I think, still needs a lot to work on, but it's a brand new defense. The only guys they brought back from last year's squad on the defense are Alec Ogletree, Janoris Jenkins, who probably won't last a year if the Giants aren't good, and I think they brought back one more guy I'm forgetting. But yeah, it's basically a brand new defense.
Yeah, I agree. The defense has some young studs on there with the kid from Clemson that we were talking about. I mean, I think he's going to be a stud. I think it's going to be a defense that's going to go through a transitional year trying to adapt to year 2 of the defensive scheme. I think maybe in year 3, year 4, they might be a defense that they might be a force to be reckoned with. I like the potential with the pieces that are there that we're going to be okay with the defense. Maybe not so this year. We might have some games where it looks like we're going to be, and then we might have some other games that we might not look we're going to be so good. But as far as the offensive side, right? Like with the obvious loss of Odell, right? Do you see anybody else? Because I pretty much think we can be a pretty good offense as well if Eli somehow taps back into yesteryear and balls the way we were hoping he balls this year. But do you think there's anybody on the offensive side outside of Barkley, because we know that everyone's going to key on Saquon?
Right.
Anyone else outside of Saquon that you can see having a pretty good year? Maybe Sterling Shepard, maybe Evan Ingram, if they use him right. What do you think about who else can be a threat outside of Saquon?
I think both those guys you mentioned could have good years, but I think if I had to pick one, I would say Evan Ingram. I think Evan Ingram, if you look at Evan Ingram's career, in games where Beckham didn't play, he was heavily targeted. Last year, he received half of his year's targets in the 4 games that Beckham missed. His rookie year, he was really good. I think he had close to 800 yards, and Beckham missed a lot of that time. I expect Evan Ingram to be pelleted with targets this year, and I think he's going to have a big year. I think at least 800 yards receiving out of the tight end spot and upwards of between 7 and 10 touchdowns. I think Ingram's going to have a big year. I think he's going to have a Pro Bowl type season.
I can so see that if the Giants, if they know how to use him right, and they'll have him in motion or split him out wide or whatever the case is, I can see that so happening. But one other thing I wanted to touch upon, and real quick here, because I've become a villain on social media, especially on Facebook, because I want the Giants to win. I'm a big Giants fan, and I've been hating the losing for a long time. I just pretty much want the Giants to win. But basically, the games that you mentioned earlier with the Bears and the Titans and all that, last year when we played the Bears, that was a struggle. Right? We won the game, but we played a great defense. It was a struggle. We win. Against the Titans, a pretty good defense, we get shut out. We play the Cowboys. We should have won that game. I think there was a game in between there before Dallas. Was it the Redskins that we played before the Cowboys?
I'm trying to remember. We played the Titans. We got shut out. I think it was the right. We scored 40 on the Redskins. I don't know if it was that late in the schedule. I don't think it was that late in the schedule. I can't remember. Oh, the Colts. The Colts.
The Colts. Okay. So we played. It was the Bears. I remember the Bears. I remember the Titans. I remember the Colts and then the Cowboys. I think they were the last 4 games. Right. So our offense did pretty good outside of the Bears games because we struggled against the Bears, but we still won. But the Titans, we struggled against the Titans too. But then there was the Colts game that we did pretty good.
We did great in that game. I mean, the Colts coming into that game had won, I think, 8 or 9, probably 8 in a row. And they needed that game to make the playoffs. The Giants had nothing to play for. Giants played great. It was in Indianapolis. They should have won that game. They lost by 1.
And so we do well against the Colts offensively, and then against the Cowboys, we do well offensively. We should have won that game as well. But I guess here's my question that's made me the villain of all of social media. Things like if does it seem a bit, I guess, jumping the gun a little too bit as far as saying that, because the thing was the Giants had the best or the highest scoring offense in the NFC and the NFC East, and so therefore we've got something to look forward to. Is it fair to say that because of the types of teams that we played, because when we played the starry teams, we did okay, the 49ers, the Bucks, the Redskins, those teams were garbage, and we all know it. They're trash. So then when we started playing the better teams, like the Bears, we struggled. We played the Titans, we struggled. Then we played the Colts, and we did okay there. We should have won that game. I believe we should have won it because we had that last drive, and Eli throws the pick. Then against the Cowboys, we should have won that game. We couldn't convert on a 4th down or whatever the case. But is it fair to say that maybe we were a little overzealous in saying that we had a good offense based on the teams that we played last year and the amount of points that we scored?
Certainly fair to say. You bring up some very valid points. The Giants' offense undoubtedly was better the second half than the first half. Whether or not we're convinced they're going to be a good offense this year, that is definitely up for debate. But the second half, when they brought in Jamon Brown, the offensive line played much better. And that led to Barkley playing much better. That led to Eli playing much better. Eli only threw 4 picks his last 8 games. But you bring up some good points. And the Bears game, we won that game due in large part to Alec Ogletree. He had, I think, a pick 6 early in the game. And that game was closer than it should have been at the end. Beckham had the alligator arms with the onside kick. It let the Bears get back into the game. But
Right.
but yeah. But one thing I'll say about that Titans game, we got shut out. I will say, weather played a factor in that. It was awful weather that day. It was downpour, rain, wind. So I think the Giants' offense looked worse than it probably would have had it been clear conditions. The Titans put up 17 points on the back of, I think, Derrick Henry. He tore us up that game. But that's what I'll say about that. I think the weather played a little bit of a factor there. I think it's definitely fair to have questions about the Giants' offense. They lost Odell Beckham. It's going to the Giants' offense is going to live and die with the offensive line. Period. End of story. If the offensive line is a top 10 offensive line, Giants are going to have a good offense. I think it's going to open up the play action pass for Eli, and I think Saquon Barkley behind a top 10 offensive line is going to be great. If they have a top 20 offensive line, it's going to be a different story.
Giants go 7-9 this year. Saquon rushes over 1,000 yards. What do you say?
I think that's very realistic. I mean, he's definitely going to rush for over 1,000 yards, and 7-9, I think, is a very realistic expectation. I have him at 8-8, but I'm being a little optimistic. Probably, I think most people have him at 6 or 7 wins. I think 7-9 is very realistic. I think that's probably about where most people should have him.
Entertainer, appreciate your time, man. I'll keep watching your videos. Keep doing your thing. Take care, buddy.
Man. I had a great time talking to you. Thank you for calling in, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Great caller, man. That was great. First-time caller. And what is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into the stream. Mackenzie, please call in. There we go. We got another unknown person. I'm going to take the person who's not unknown because I know who this is. And this is my man, Chris Sinor. What's going on, buddy?
Yo, what's up, guys?
What is going on, buddy? How you doing?
I'm good. I'm just over here. I finished the Mets game a while ago, probably like 30 minutes, 40 minutes ago.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I don't know what the hell denomination that is, but I just saw 7,000. What is a W with 2 slashes in front of it? But thank you so much, young Julie. He says Daniel Jones is better than Dak, better than Wentz, better than Haskins. Don't worry about the Giants anymore, brother. DJ will lead the Giants to the Super Bowl again. Trust me. From your lips to God's ears, young Julie. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for being a great supporter. What is going on, Chris Sinor?
I don't know where that money is from. I don't know what country it's from, but it looks like a lot of money. I don't know.
It's from South Korea. That's the first time I've gotten South Korea money.
That's South Korean. That's nice. But I finished the Mets game. That game was intense the whole entire time. Like when I know it's a Talking Giants stream, but I really want to point out something. I think it was when Rosario was up and it was a man on second and third, right? I think J.D. Davis was on third, and Rosario he tried to swing at it. It was sort of like a changeup, and he swung it, and I yelled like, "Oh my God, he blew it!" Like I yelled. I think that's the most passionate I've ever been for a baseball game. So. I'm slowly getting into baseball, but
I'm a huge baseball fan, and I'm glad you're getting into it. It's nice to see a kid getting into baseball because I think a lot of the people from the younger generation don't because it's a slow-moving game. Just want to say hello to Christian Jones. Want to say hello to Real New York Giants Mafia. So there you go. There's the conversion rate. $5. Always, I appreciate it. And even if it's a penny, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Anything else you want to talk about, buddy? But that was a great game today. Jacob deGrom was phenomenal.
Yeah, DeGrom, he went 13 Ks or outs, strikes or whatever, strikeouts, and he hit the home run. I was like, oh my God, like I screamed and I started jumping down and so like that when I saw DeGrom hit the home run because it went from commercial break and then all of a sudden they didn't even show the pitch or anything. All of a sudden you could just see the ball going. I think it was a home run deck. I'm not sure what you call it, sitting field, like where the M&Ms are and stuff like that. And I just saw it. I was like, oh my God, because I've never seen a pitcher hit a home run besides Bartolo Colon, but I've never seen a pitcher hit a home run like.
Yeah, Syndergaard's hit a few. Syndergaard's a good hitter on the Mets, and I think DeGrom's might have hit a couple in his career for sure. DeGrom's a pretty good hitter. The Mets have good hitters for pitchers on their team. They have some athletic pitchers.
I think J.D. Davis. I saw he did okay. I think Rosario hit. He also hit it, and I forgot who. Pete Alonso. I don't know if Pete Alonso hit though, but he was. Okay.
Rosario's been good this year too. The Mets have a bright future. They do. Well, we'll see going forward. Yeah. But even if they miss the playoffs this year, a lot to look forward to. But any football you want to talk about, buddy?
with the Giants, I'm kind of slowly getting into the Giants. I think everybody's kind of like looking at me like, yo, are you a Giants fan now? Like, I'm not. I'm still a Chargers fan and stuff like that. But I really like my sleeper teams coming this year. I don't just like the Giants. I really like the Packers and the Bills. But on the Giants, I think really one thing is like, I think it was a play where the Bengals got the first touchdown when it was 7-3. It was like on the where the pylon was, and then he threw like it was an okay throw to I believe it was like tight end, I believe. I'm not sure. But it was where Jabril Peppers and Valentine were together.
Yeah, it was. I forget the guy's name. It's a crazy name. It's CJ something, the tight end on the Bengals, caught the touchdown.
Yeah. I think something that I really saw is that Jabril Peppers got beat real easily, and I think that kind of like shows that there's not really a mutual like relationship between all the players, because Valentine was right there. Like, he was literally like 3 yards away, and he could have instantly went on the dude, and Jabril Peppers could have, kind of like taken Valentine's spot, because I think what Valentine was kind of doing was he's trying to like figure out if the dude's gonna like straight on like run to the end zone, or is he gonna cut in. And I mean, it's a smart move by Valentine, but at the end of the day, I think he saw Jabril Peppers get beat, and I think he should have automatically kind of like said himself, oh, I gotta take that man now, or he's wide open, and that's how they got the touchdown. But it's preseason only. There's like the little things that could like really affect the Giants.
No, I agree with you. That was one of the worst plays of the game for the Giants defense. That was a clear mix-up. But it's going to happen, and I expect it to happen in the regular season. It's a young defense.
And he's a rookie. He's
Valentine's a rookie.
So
Jabril Peppers is still very young. Like you said, first time playing together. And that's what preseason is for. It's for to make mistakes so you can learn from it, adjust, and learn to play better together when it really matters. That was definitely a mix-up there in coverage for sure. Valentine overall, I thought looked great, though, in that game. He was all over the field.
Yeah.
He other than the X-Man, I thought he was the standout on defense against the Bengals.
Yeah, so I was reviewing the game and everything. I really like Valentine and X-Man. X-Man did really good. Didn't he get like 2 sacks or something like that? Like I knew he got a sack or something like that.
Yeah, he had. I just want to get to the super chat real quick. Butcher's Block at Patriots Talk. Bobby, man, thank you so much, man. Great supporter of me and putting a lot of work on YouTube, man. He's always live. If you haven't done so, please check him out. He's a Patriots fan, but we forgive him. We're going to be playing them week 6. He says, my dude, up late, putting in that work. Dilly. Thank you so much, Bobby, man. Keep up the great work on your channel. And, sorry to interrupt you there, Chris.
Yeah, no problem. But the thing is, I think what the Giants defense really needs to do is kind of like take time. Instead of practicing for how long they practice for 2 hours, I think devote 30 minutes just to get to know each other, kind of just to go through a little bit film study kind of, and look at their mistakes every single practice. I think that would definitely really help out the defense and the overall team, because now you're getting to know everybody now. Now they know they're starting to become friends, and it just helps out the locker room. I mean, Saquon's he's a big leader in the locker room, and I think if he gets to know a couple more of the rookies, then he could start helping them adjust to the big game.
I completely agree with everything you said. I think a film study is huge for young players. You got to learn to play together. Yeah. And Marjorie, have a great night. She says, I got to go. My cat Odell has a vet appointment. My dog is Tiki, so we name him after former Giants. Marjorie, thank you so much for tuning into the stream, and have a great day tomorrow. But Chris, anything else before I let you go, buddy?
No, I'll let you go, Chris. Thanks for taking my call, man. Keep it up.
Sonor, man, always love talking to you, buddy. Great supporter of mine. Always like talking to you, my man. Have a good one. Unknown caller, there is a chance that there's a prank call. If it is, I apologize. What's going on?
Hey, brother. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Hey, man, not a prank call, brother. This is Rudy, the Army guy.
Oh, that's right. Okay, that's right. You had the unknown number last time. Yeah. What's up? What's going on, buddy?
What's going on, bud? Hey, I don't know. What's going on, man? The kids don't have no bedtime these days, bro.
Well, it's the summer still, right? And Chris Sonor's on the West Coast, so it's 10 o'clock where he is.
Okay. He's on the West Coast. Yeah, bro. So, yeah, man, just in case they didn't know, I used to be stationed in Korea, but 7,000 won is about $5.77, all right?
Yeah, somebody typed that in the chat. I appreciate it. I saw 7,000. I'm like, what the hell? But then I saw that W. I'm like, all right, that's some kind of other currency.
Look, man, it's just... Did you see what that meathead said today on First Things First, man?
I did not. No.
Chris Carter.
Oh, Carter. Yeah, he said. I didn't get to see the quote yet, but I heard that he said that he did well. That Daniel Jones did well.
Yeah. I mean, finally, dude. I hate that meat sucker, man, because this guy. I guess he's still salty from the 2000 NFC Championship, dude. I mean, who knows?
We beat him 41-0. One of my favorite Giants games of all time.
3 catches for 35 yards, man. I mean, yeah, he's still pretty salty, man.
Yeah. He never got it done in the big games, Chris Carter. He was a great regular season receiver. Never got it done in the big games.
For sure. Yeah, man. So, look, man, I'm tired of, I get these Giants fans, and I get everybody was saying, man, look, man, like me and you talked about when I sent you that text the other day, man, we need just Eli Manning to go out with a bang, regardless if it's, it's a 7-9, I hear that. You know what I mean? Like you were saying earlier, 7-9 is doable. Look, man, if they could beat Dallas in the first game of the season, man, anything is possible, man.
That changes everyone's expectations. You go out, you win in Dallas. I think everybody will be singing a different tune. We got a shot at the playoffs if we win week 1. I'll say that.
For sure, bro. Yeah, I could see the 9-7, 10-6. Don't know how we'll make the playoffs, but I mean, we've done it before, 9-7, 10-6, of course, and gone to the Super Bowl. I mean, regardless, I just want Eli Manning, man, to play great, man, and to go out with a bang, dude. I don't want him to fucking.
You and me both, man. No, you and me both, man. He's my favorite player. I mean, it's gonna be sad. I know this is last year, unless something crazy happens, but maybe not his last year in the league, but his last year as a Giant, and.
I don't want him to play for somebody else, dude. I don't.
I would love for him to retire as a Giant because he should. But, anything could happen. You look at Brett Favre, everybody thought he'd retire as a Packer. You look at Joe Montana, everybody thought he'd retire as a 49er. Peyton Manning, everybody thought he'd retire as a Colt. So it happens. But I just want what's best for Eli. I would lie. If he's not going to be a Giant next year, I'd be completely fine. I mean, I agree with you. It would be nice for him to retire as a Giant. You don't see that a lot in today's game. I suspect Brady will probably do that with the Patriots. But if he goes on and gets to play for a contender the following year, I'd root him on. But I'd love to see Eli finish with a bang, like you said. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you a question, then. Let's say we do like an 8-8, 9-7, and Eli Manning has a little bit of a better year than what he had last year. Let's say, 4,500 yards, 25 touchdowns, maybe keeps it under single digits with 9 interceptions. I mean, do you still, or can you still see him getting re-signed for one more year?
Only way he comes back, the Giants would have to have an unbelievable year. Not just him. The team would have to, I think, at least make the second round of the playoffs, and he'd have to play great. And I don't even know if he'd come back then. But because the way the NFL is now, when you draft a quarterback, you only have 5 years with him under that rookie contract.
For sure.
So and that gives you the ability to build a roster. I mean, you look what the Rams did with Goff. You look what the Cowboys did with Dak Prescott. All these rookie quarterbacks. You're able to the Seahawks with Russell Wilson. So you'd be giving up 40% of that contract. If you brought Eli back next year. So it would have to be like he would have to have a miraculous year, and the team would have to have a miraculous year. Is it impossible? I guess not. But I'll say this: if Eli plays well this year, I think he'll get an opportunity somewhere else if it's not with the Giants. I'll say that. If he wants to. If he wants to.
Yeah. Straight to the Dolphins, bro.
If I'm Eli, I'm retiring. If it's the Dolphins,
yeah,
I'd have to go to a potential contender. One team that somebody brought up that I thought was interesting, and a lot of the dominoes would have to fall in place, would be the Saints if Drew Brees retired. I thought that was interesting. He's originally from Louisiana.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that oh my God, I'd be mad, dude. If he left to play for another team, dude, yeah. I would be upset, man. I just don't think he's that I mean, I don't know, man. I just don't think he's that type of guy, man. I just don't see him being like his brother and just be like, all right, man, let me go play for another team because I feel like I got a few more years left playing to my 40s. I mean, I don't know, man.
I'm with you, man. I'd like to see him go out a Giant in an ideal world. Kid Blue, I don't know if you're still here. I want to say, have a good night, buddy. And please go over there and subscribe to Kid Blue if you haven't done so.
Oh, yeah, dude. I've been subscribed to that kid for a while, man. Yeah, awesome.
No,
awesome.
He's got great. I'm going to be working with him. He's going to be on the channel every week, and we're going to be going back and forth, but we're going to be doing weekly picks together.
Well, I've been doing the last couple of years, I've been doing local podcasts down here on, with Giants football, and people keep telling me to go ahead and do it on my YouTube channel. So I decided to go ahead and waiting for all the equipment to come in through. But
you're gonna start a Giants content?
Yeah. I mean, my YouTube channel was mainly for gaming because I just started that months back. It was gaming, but people keep telling me, hey man, you should go ahead and put on there some Giants content. We love what you do over here in Maryland. So, I was thinking of doing that, so I'm going to start that off and
whenever you
see how that goes.
Let me know, man. I'll have you on the channel.
Yeah, just don't forget about me and put me on a fantasy, buddy. I want to play.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely put you on the fantasy. And yeah, man, whenever you start up your Giants content, let me know. I'll definitely have you on the channel.
Thanks, buddy. So, real quick, because I know it's getting late, dude. It's past 1 o'clock a little bit. What I was going to say is... regardless, man, I think special teams look pretty decent. This past Bengals, of course, it was kind of sloppy. Surprisingly to see Mr. Will Hernandez over there with 3 massive penalties. You're talking about, what was it, 2 holdings and a false start? I think that's what it was?
Yeah. Yep.
And it was on a, I don't know if it was, I know 2 of them were on one drive, but I was just like, wow, dude, can't be doing that, buddy. Last year, he was the least penalized offensive lineman on our team.
Yeah, I'm still expecting big things from him, but it was definitely sloppy. Sure. It was definitely sloppy, no doubt about it. Yeah, I can't say otherwise. Special teams was great. They had the punt return for a touchdown. He then fumbled at the next punt. But the special teams was good. The Giants special teams was pretty good last year. Obviously, Alvin Grossis was Pro Bowler, and Coleman played great that second half with the kick return.
Yeah, I think we should give Golden out there some more chances. TJ Jones, it doesn't look like he sees the field real good. I mean, he doesn't get good returns, man. Plus, he's muffed a couple of punts in the beginning. I think it was first preseason or so. But I say special teams looks pretty good if you go out there and go give out that. What is he wear, number 83? Golden. 83, give him out there chances. Yeah, he looked pretty decent, man. He ran that thing all. I was surprised. I haven't seen a punt return in so long from the Giants. I was excited, man. I was jumping in the air, man. I even smashed my PlayStation 4 remote. It was insane. Got excited. I was stoked, man.
One guy that I thought was definitely going to be the punt returner, and I don't know if he still is Jabril Peppers, because he returned punts in Cleveland.
Yeah. I still think they might use him, but, the Mara family already knows how this went back in late 90s with Jason Sehorn, buddy. He went out there. We started putting out there.
That's a great point you bring up.
Yeah, man. He went out there. I remember it was, and I think it was during preseason when he was returning a kick. Was it? Where he got hurt?
I can't remember. I know he got hurt on a kick. I can't remember if it was preseason.
Yeah. I think it was preseason, and it was against the Jets. And I was just like, dude, of course, I was in my teens, man. And I was just like, dude, please don't put him back there, man. And I don't know what it was, man. That first kickoff return, he runs it back, and he's out for the season with, I don't know, something with his leg or something. I was like, Jesus, dude.
Yeah, well, you're always scared to put prominent players back there. That's why, even though Barkley returned kicks in college, I don't want him doing that here. You don't want to put your best players back there returning kicks. But I think Peppers will be the guy. But we'll see.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so. He'll be the guy. He'll be the guy for punts, but kickoff, I guess.
Could be Slayton, too. Slayton, I think, has some ability to return kicks.
Slayton looked pretty good, man. Dude, every time like I told you last week, man, when you did the phone call in, man, every time I see Daniel Jones, man, that dude is a twin of Eli, bro. He handled the criticism from Baker Mayfield. He handles the criticism of everybody. Dude, everybody doubts the Giants, man. And I just want us to Man, go on 8-8, 9-7, 10-6. I still think with Sean O'Hara, like I told you last week, it's still doable. If we can beat Dallas first game of the season, man, anything is possible, man. Eli, please go out with a bang.
That is the first game of the season is gonna change the expectation for this team if they're ever able to win that game, because then you look at the schedule. Next 3 games, very winnable. I don't remember the order, but I know they got at the Bucks, the Redskins at home, and there's another winnable game. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the Bills, Bills.
Cowboys, Bills, or the Cowboys, Bucks, or the Cowboys, Bills.
Yeah, Bills week 2.
Yeah, they're winnable games. I mean, but regardless, Eli Manning's only had 3 series in the preseason. Regardless, first preseason it doesn't count because he was there just for 1 series. But regardless, look, against a crappy ass first team for the Bengals and the Bears last week. Yeah, I mean, I guess they were playing mostly their second strings and third strings, but I mean, every time Eli has had the ball these last 2 preseason games, and he's had it for 1 series each. He's brought them down, against the Bears, touchdown, and against the Bengals, drove them down there for a field goal. I mean, it looks like Eli Manning can move the ball with with our offensive line.
I agree, and I saw the throw he made, the ball that was dropped by Latimer. That was a bullet. Yeah. That was it
was right in there. I was just like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I mean, he still got zip. Eli still got zip. He's still got zip.
Yeah. For sure he does. I mean, he came in. I mean, yeah, it looks like he was coming in for a double team. The free safety was coming in, but it was a catchable ball, man. He should have caught it. He should have caught it. Should have caught it. But I still think Cody Latimer, Evan Ingram, and Slayton, man. Whether Slayton plays for us as a third wide receiver, but Slayton could be playing for us. Maybe not as starting, but I'm still not giving up on Russell Shepard, man. I mean, Russell Shepard is that 19-yard catch. I mean, again, man, Russell Shepard has come through last year when Odell Beckham was out, but Russell Shepard looked pretty good too.
Shepard got some starting experience in Carolina. I remember that. Maybe. I mean, Shepard's on the team for his special teams play. He's a great special teams player from everything you read. He's definitely going to make the roster. It'll be interesting to see. I'm actually, somebody suggested I do that. I'm probably going to do that, a 53-man roster video, what I predict, who makes the 53-man. It'll be interesting to see the receiver position because there's a lot of guys, and they usually only take 6 or 7 guys, so that'll be interesting. But I definitely expect Russell Shepard to make it because of his special teams.
Yeah, man, I know I know you said earlier that Alec Ogletree has a knack for the ball. Yeah, he does because he did lead the team in interceptions, but his covering skills. They were horrible. I would love to see more of Connolly and Carlock out there because I know Carlock. I know they say he played free safety and
Tay Davis too. Tay Davis is good coverage.
Yeah, Connolly is fast, man. I can see that guy after a while either starting for us or coming in and playing on certain situations, man. But Connolly looks too fast, man. He gets to the backfield quick.
Conley's been impressive. Conley's been very impressive. And most people thought he was only going to be on this team for special teams. He still might. We'll see when we drafted him in the 5th round. But Conley's looked good. He's looked very good. We'll have to wait and see. But, man, I'm going to let you go because I was seeing if somebody else wants to call in. But always love talking to you, man. Good luck with your channel. Let me know when you drop some Giants content, and I'll definitely have you on.
Hey, I love your show, man. Do your thing, man. I'll keep watching your videos, man. Love you, brother. Take it easy.
All right, Rudy. Have a good one. What is going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hello, Chris. How are you tonight?
That's who I thought it was. What is going on? Mark Israel, one of my OGs. He always waits. Because he knows, let it calm down a little bit, and then we'll get in. What's going on, buddy?
Well, first of all, I just wanted to say happy birthday to Bill Parcells. Yesterday, the man turned 79. So I just wanted to give a shout-out to one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Oh, unbelievable. And coach for both our teams. He was great for you guys, too, in the that 98 season for you guys.
That is correct. Kind of got a question for you, and it's really a football question, but it has to do with the Jets. directly but indirectly. Okay, the Jets have their own like online show called One Jets Drive. Did you ever hear of it? It's kind of like
I actually have heard of it. I haven't seen it, but people have mentioned it to me.
Okay, it's kind of like a Hard Knocks type of thing.
Okay.
So anyway, I'm watching an episode of it tonight earlier, and they're showing the team practicing, and they show one of the wide receivers run over to a guy who's underneath a tent, and it turns out this guy is a DJ. And the wide receiver says to him, "Hey, play this music or play that music, whatever."
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of a team having a DJ on the field during practice?
No, I have not. That is that is a little weird, actually. That's a good point you bring up. I've never. Usually when they play the music in the training camp, it's over the loudspeakers. But, yeah, not an actual DJ.
Right. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying to myself, well, maybe it's because, it's an open practice to the public or something. And then they showed that there were no fans to be seen at all. They showed the bleachers. And this guy is playing rap music while the team is practicing. And the guy is, right on the field.
That is, I always say I love when you call in, because whenever you call in, you bring something out of the box. Everybody calls in, they want to talk about Daniel Jones, they want to talk, you come up with these interesting stories, and this is interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, well, this is the other thing. This is what it reminded me of. And speaking of Bill Parcells, I remember being at a Jets practice in probably 97, 98 when Bill was coaching the team, when they practiced over here at Hofstra, okay? And the main practice field was right next to a parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember some guy pulls into the parking lot, and I guess, he had, this real expensive stereo. So he pulls in, he opens up his doors, he opens up the trunk of his car, and he starts cranking music, okay? And I remember everybody that I was standing around saying, Parcells isn't going to like this.
Right.
Sure enough, everybody's keeping their eye on Parcells when the music started, and you could see Parcells literally standing there looking towards the guy in the car and being all pissed off. Now, standing directly in front of us, remember Charlie Weiss?
Okay. He coached Notre Dame. Yeah. And he coached in the NFL, obviously.
Right. At that time, he was coaching the Jets wide receivers. And he was standing with the wide receivers, right by where I was standing. And Parcells yells out to him. He says, "Hey, Charlie, get that guy to turn that goddamn music off." So Charlie, I'm like, okay, what's going to happen here? So you can see Charlie Weiss is looking maybe for a ball boy to send over there, or somebody, but he couldn't find anybody to do it. So he literally hops a fence, and Charlie Weiss was a big dude.
Oh, he was a huge dude. He was huge.
So you could see Weiss, if Bill tells me to do something, I better go do it, So he hops this fence. It wasn't a huge, maybe just a 6-foot fence, But he hops the fence and he walks over to the guy in the parking lot. I guess he told me, so from what I understand, he told him, he said, "Look, Coach wants you to either turn off the music or get the hell out of here." But what I'm getting at, have you, like you said, is this some sort of new training tool to have a DJ?
I just want to get to the super chat real quick. Batgirl, thank you so much. She says, "Shh, don't mind me. I'm stalking your moss." She loves my hair. Thank you so much, Batgirl. Thank you for being a great supporter of the channel. I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. But I don't know. It's a great point you bring up. I've never heard of a DJ on the field. Yeah, that's crazy to me. You bring. Sometimes I've seen DJs in obscure places. When I go to the mall, sometimes every once in a while you'll see one in one of the stores.
Right.
But I've never heard of a DJ actually on a football field.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if this is like one of Adam Gase's training tools or something. I mean, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Maybe he's thinking outside of the box. We all know Adam Gase has some weird looks on his faces. Maybe he's got a weird mind he's got going up there. He's trying to think out of the box.
Yeah, well, for sure that would be out of the box. But
yeah. How do you think your Jets have looked so far, by the way?
Say that again?
How do you think the Jets have looked so far?
They look. I mean, we got a lot of problems. We got a lot of question marks.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, I mean, look. As long as Darnold is looking good, but I mean, we got serious problems at cornerback. We still need a pass rush. We need a kicker desperately. I think one of my grandmothers might try out to kick.
Well, the guy retired. The guy you had over there, Canizaro, right, or whatever his name was.
Yes, he retired. That's because our ex-general manager, the great Mike McCagnon, decided not to re-sign the AFC's Pro Bowl kicker.
And then I heard on Beningo today that you guys let go of the punt returner who was a all-pro.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's something that I kind of understand because that guy, what's his name, Andre Roberts, he's, I think he's like 31 or turning 32. He's getting up there in age.
Okay.
So that I can understand, but to let a Pro Bowl kicker walk out the door, and supposedly they didn't even ask him if he wanted to come back. They just let him walk.
Wow.
So, I mean, to let a Pro Bowl kicker, just to let him go, that's, to me, pretty absurd.
That makes no sense whatsoever. The kicker, nobody ever thinks of the kicker when it comes to importance, but the kicker is a very important position. I mean, you look at the Giants' 2 Super Bowl runs. Lawrence Tynes kicked us to the Super Bowl. It's important to have a good kicker.
Oh, absolutely, it's important. I mean, right now, if the season started tomorrow, I mean, the Jets could be going for more 2 points than any other team in the league.
Yeah.
So it's just ridiculous. But this is the other thing I wanted to ask you. What do you think? I mean, look, they've been talking about this for a long time, but now the NFL owners are really starting to talk about it with the union about adding 2 more games to the season. What's your opinion on that?
I don't like that. I really don't. I think what makes the NFL first off, you complain about injuries. Now you're going to add 2 more regular season games. But I think what makes the NFL special, I think they're getting away from it with all these Thursday night games. They play the Saturday games late in the season. I think that I think less is more. I don't like adding 2 more games. I know people might like it because it's more football, but I think it's good the way it is. Don't mess with it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think over the last handful of years too, the NFL's been jamming their product down the fans' throat.
And the Thursday night games are always bad. I'm not even talking about the teams. I'm talking about the quality of play because everybody's on short rest. There's more injuries on Thursday night because of it. I don't like this oversaturation.
Yeah, no, either do I. Just real quick, couple more things. I have a feel. I think somebody mentioned this to you on one of your other shows, but do not be surprised if Leonard Williams is a Giant next season.
Somebody did mention that on my show, and that's interesting because he definitely has talent. I know he hasn't lived up to the billing with you guys, but I would welcome with open arms.
I mean, he's in his 5th season. This is his do or die season to sign a new contract. But I don't know if it's going to make sense for the Jets to pay him a ton of money. So, and he lives in New Jersey, so why if the Giants made him an offer.
I mean, we did it with Snacks when he left the Jets.
Yeah. I mean, he may he doesn't have any kids and he doesn't have any of that. So, I mean, he might as well stay in New Jersey. You know what I mean? But this was the last thing I wanted to get to. besides your show, there's a Jet show that I call in. You familiar with?
Yeah, I think I know the one you're talking about. The Jets 24/7.
Yeah, Ryan from Jets 24/7. Last week he was saying that he was maybe trying to or wanted to try to reach out to you to maybe do some sort of collab.
I would definitely. I think he reached out to me, and I was busy at the time a while ago, not recently. I'm friends with him on Twitter. I would definitely do something with him. I would definitely.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good guy, and his show's pretty good. You know?
Oh, I've seen it.
So.
He has a really good channel. He's got a really good channel. His videos are really good too.
All right. Well, I just wanted to give him a little bit of a plug and say you should maybe consider it. You know.
Yeah, no, I'll reach out. I'll reach out to him on Twitter. I'll try to
maybe do something especially before the actual Jet Giant game. You know?
Yeah, I definitely would do a call-in show with him if he's up for that.
And lastly, this is the last thing I'll hang up, is don't you think that the NFL should do a better job of creating rivalries? There is no reason why the Jets and the Giants should not play every season. The hell with the preseason. Who cares about especially those two teams should be playing every year in the regular season.
That's a great point you bring up because the Mets and Yankees were never a rivalry until they started playing each other. I mean, obviously, Mets fans were always jealous of the Yankees, but the Subway Series really brought it out. And the Jets and Giants don't really have a rivalry because they don't play. They play once every 4 years.
Right. I mean, don't you think it would be so much more fun if they did?
I'll tell you, that's a great point. I don't know if they'd be able to do it. But, yeah, I actually really like that idea. If they had, like, a rivalry week where you play a team in your state, if you have, or your neighbor, whatever it is, not just Jets, Giants, whoever, California teams, whatever.
Right. Well,
Texans, Cowboys, stuff like that.
Why do you think they might not be able to do it? I can't see any reason why that can't happen.
It's a great idea. That's a great idea where every team plays like the team that's closest to them, geographically. That's a pretty good idea. Okay. I like that.
Well, since that's a great idea, tomorrow I'm going to send the resume to the NFL. So. All right, buddy.
I appreciate the call, buddy. I do appreciate the call.
Have a great night.
All right, have a good one. I appreciate everybody that's still here. You guys are phenomenal. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for tuning into the stream. I'm trying to get this call-in show off the ground, and you guys are helping me out. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling
in. Hello, sir.
Is this Big Mike again?
Yes. I don't know why I'm calling again. I kind of felt like it.
Okay, go ahead.
So, we always talk about sports on this channel, and I'm fine with that. I love sports, as you know. We all do, or else we wouldn't be here. We're all on the streams because we have a common interest in sports. Right. Am I wrong? Am I right? Or am I right?
Of course.
Exactly. So, with that being said, I mean, we have about a few weeks before the actual season starts. I say we all shut up and let the play do the talking. So with that being said, we talk about sports all the time, but let's not wear it out. Because at this point, we're just talking about the same thing every time. Every two callers, I'm telling you, I'm hearing, oh, Daniel Jones made this throw. And Daniel Jones, he's got that right. What
do you think we should talk about then?
I'm just implying, maybe switch it up a little bit. Like I've seen some things in some articles and some posts and something. I just want to share it out to everybody. It's actually kind of concerning.
Go ahead.
So like I saw this thing, and it's like alligators are mutating because like they're called sewer alligators because we poison the alligators because we put all the pollution we put the pollution in the sewer, and the alligators are mutating. They're becoming super alligators. They're mutating into monsters.
Wow, wow! You're scaring the hell out of me. Where's this taking place? Louisiana, Florida, where?
I mean, wherever alligators are, I guess. I didn't really read that much into it.
Oh God! Where'd you read this, on Facebook?
No, I saw it because I heard it in a YouTube video, and I went to go look it up, and there's articles everywhere about it. I think it was I think if I remember correctly, it was mainly in like Tennessee, mainly.
Okay. All right.
And,
So
and then I saw
be on the
something
lookout.
else.
Be on the lookout for alligators with superpowers.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're just taking a stroll, trying to get back to school from a long day, and then you see friggin' Michelangelo come out and try to attack you or something. You gotta watch out now. And there's something else I saw too. This was on Instagram actually. I was scrolling through Instagram and I saw a post by WorldStar, and it was like there's some scientist had discovered something in some chemical or something, and now someday in years from now, roaches can become super bugs, and they can be like 10 times harder to kill with actual spray. So basically, you know how like in the cartoons, you see this one guy try to like step on a bug and the bug flips him over because he's all weak and everything?
What cartoons do you watch?
I watched TV. I was watching TV and I saw that one.
What cartoon does a guy try to step on a bug and he flips him over? Is that the Tick? Is maybe?
I don't remember specifically what cartoon it was.
Ant-Man. That's not a cartoon, but Ant-Man could do that.
I mean, yeah. So basically, but like now the roaches can become like super bugs, and like you can try to step on the roach and it'll flip you over because it's stronger than you, and you're a punk compared to it. And the roaches are like becoming super bugs because of some chemical or something. Then they'll be 10 times harder to kill with actual spray.
Oh God! Where do you find this bogus material?
I saw it on WorldStar, and when it's on WorldStar, it's real.
Oh God! Big Mike,
does it a lot.
the stand-up comedian of the show. I do appreciate you.
I'm serious. I've seen this stuff. I've seen it. It's concerning. I hope it doesn't happen in our lifetime.
Oh, God Almighty! Anything else, my man?
I mean, no, but like, you see, you get my point. We're so obsessed with friggin' Danny Dimes. We got these friggin' super bugs and super animals getting ready to take over the earth, and all we care about is the next comeback route Danny Dimes is able to throw.
I mean, in the grand scheme of things, you're right. I mean, there's a lot more important things than sports, and super alligators and super roaches are two of those things. That's a great point you bring up.
Now, will you be able to see Danny Dimes throw a touchdown pass if you get killed by a superbug?
That's a great point. You got to worry about the bugs before you watch the football. But, Mike, I'm going to let you go. I got somebody calling who might want to talk about football.
All right, please do that. I'm just messing around at this point.
All right, buddy. Have a good one. I let Big Mike have some fun. He's a great subscriber of mine. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Who's this?
I was on like one of the other talk shows.
Okay.
My name's JoJo.
What's going on, JoJo? Just want to say hello to Jessica. Thank you for popping in, Jessica. Thank you for being here. What is going on, JoJo?
Nothing. I just want to talk about the Giants again.
You want to talk about what?
The Giants.
And what about them?
Okay, so you know how at first, like in the draft, like everyone's going like how like dumb like when we drafted Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
Do you think we could have got him in the second round instead of the first round?
I don't think Jones would have fallen to the second round, especially after the reports of what you heard. But I mean, you heard that there were some teams interested in him before we picked at 17. I definitely think it's possible he could have fallen to 17. We'll never know. I don't think he was getting to the second round though.
So what team took Drew Lock? Like the other quarterback, you know.
Drew Lock's on the Broncos.
The Broncos. Do you think they would have picked Daniel Jones if they were still up there?
They might have. I mean, you know, they might have. Who knows? We heard that the Redskins were potentially interested in him at 15. There was another team too. I can't remember off the top of my head. Maybe it was Miami. I can't remember.
What pick did Broncos have? Like what number?
Broncos had 10, I think. 10? But they didn't take Lock till the second round.
So, you know, like next week, our preseason game against the Patriots?
Yeah.
We're going to win. And in the regular season.
I hope so. I mean, I don't even care about next week's game. Save it for week 6. Next week's game, the starters don't play, so it means nothing. But save it for week 6. If we ever beat the Patriots, that'd be amazing.
Wait, wasn't Saquon supposed to play this week?
No,
last week.
he's not going to play. They're going to sit him out the whole preseason, which I think is a good idea at this point.
He was in pads though.
Yeah, they didn't play. They're sitting him out. You know, and it's a good move because he's gonna get run into the ground in the regular season. So try to preserve him as much as you can.
And like Evan Ingram only Evan Ingram played, right?
Ingram played. Yeah, he had one catch.
Is Sterling Shepard play?
Shepard did not play, but they said he's ready to go for week 1.
So what do you think about the Golden Tate suspension? It's pretty dumb.
I mean, it sucks, but I knew it was gonna happen. It was inevitable. I mean, he broke the rules at the end of the day. Now, whether or not he was trying to cover up steroids, who knows? You know, maybe he was telling the truth and he was just trying to have a kid. But either way, as a professional athlete, you need to know what you're putting in your body. You're making millions upon millions upon millions of dollars. That's your responsibility to know what you're putting in your body. And we all know the NFL is a no-nonsense league. And... you know, he's going to serve the time, period, end of story.
So how come Tyreek Hill can't get a suspension or, like, a fine, but then for, like, beating his kid and Golden Tate gets suspended for 4 games?
Oh, no, I mean, when you look at it that... And what's going on, I love Hanson Flee. He's been with my channel since damn near the beginning. I love that guy. Thank you for popping in. I mean, yeah, when you look at it from that perspective, yeah, I agree with you. Tyreek Hill should have been suspended, but... he wasn't proven to be guilty. I think his wife dropped the charges. I think he's wrong. I think he's a horrible human being. I mean, he was caught doing that in college too.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, it is what it is. You can't do anything about it.
Okay, so if you can take one player back that we had, who would you take back? Like Landon Collins, Oliver Vernon, Odell.
Oh, guys that we got rid of?
Yeah.
I'll say Snacks Harrison. But, well, we got Dexter Lawrence now, but I like Snacks Harrison. Vernon I liked, but he was too injury prone. Odell, we know why they got rid of him.
Yeah.
I would say Snacks Harrison out of the guys that we got rid of.
Who even is that? I don't remember him.
Snacks Harrison? He's one of the best run stuffers in football.
I don't remember him. Wait, who is he?
Damon Snacks Harrison, nose tackle.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm so dumb.
You're not dumb. Don't worry about it.
I've been a Giants fan for 5 years. Oh, my God. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you.
You got it, man. Thank you for the call, buddy. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right. You forgot Damon Snacks Harrison. It happens. It's getting late. If anybody else wants to call in, please do so. Dark Demonic in the house. What is going on, Dark Demonic? The entertainer after dark. It's a good call-in show. Starting to slow down a little bit, though. But, you expect that. Late call-in show. In season, it's going to be a lot more fun because I'll have it up. I'll probably do it after the game. What's going on? You're on live. Thank you for calling in.
Was the D-Man Entertainment again from last time?
What's going on, buddy?
Nothing. Enjoying the stream.
I appreciate it, man. What's up?
Wish we could skip week 4 preseason and just get to the regular season.
You and me both. Bring on the bring on the Cowboys. Let's get it going. I'm sick of the preseason sucks. Preseason sucks. I mean, you get a little taste. Daniel Jones, I'm happy. Whatever. I want to see the real guys play. I want to get at it. I want to see what this team has week 1.
Exactly. Because I want to see Eli play a full game.
Yeah, you and me both, man. I want to see the team. I want to see what we got. I want to see Barkley. What's going on, Dire Giants? Yeah. Thank you for popping in, buddy. I want to see what we got. I want to see the first team, second, and offense and defense. And we're going up against a really good team with the Cowboys week 1. I'm not expecting us to win in Dallas, but I want to see the team fight. And the offensive line, it's going to be going up against a good defense, so it's a good test week 1 for our offensive line.
I mean, I would predict a 3-1 start, but I would love if we could beat Dallas and go like 4-0. I mean, I'm not saying I would count out the Bills or the Buccaneers either, or even the Redskins, but
I think if we want a chance at the playoffs, we have to start 3-1. I think 2-2 is probably more realistic. But we'll see. If we beat Dallas, we're definitely in contention to start 3-1 for sure.
Yeah, we just got to wait and see. Of course, I mean, anything can happen in the NFL.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a weak schedule to start the season after Dallas. They have to take advantage of that if they want any chance to make the playoffs.
Yeah, because then after like our first 4 games, then we play the Vikings and the Patriots.
Yeah, I just had my chat drop out. Hold on one second. Let me pull up my chat. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, the Patriots are going to be tough week 6. Arizona's a pretty winnable game week 7. Vikings, if we want to make the playoffs, that's another game that we probably have to find a way to win. Not going to be easy, though. Not going to be easy.
Yeah, of course. Like, and I think, like, then we play the Lions and stuff. But, you know, it's going to be a tough schedule after those first 4 games for sure.
Oh, for sure. For sure. And I just saw my thumbs up, man. I just want to say
then we play the Lions. And
thank you to everybody for being here. I see you got 81 thumbs up. I appreciate it, guys. Still 55 people watching at 1:36 a.m. You guys are fantastic. But yeah, the schedule gets a lot tougher after the first 7 games.
Right. And it's like you said, 1:36 in the morning, and I got to work at 9 o'clock.
Well, I appreciate
but I wanted to stay for the stream.
I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm going to try to make them a little earlier. It's just that with my work schedule, it's tough. But in season, Mondays I'm off. So I'll probably have the call-in show actually on Mondays. Probably do it like 7 o'clock rather than stream the Monday night game. I'd rather talk Giants with you guys. So I'll probably be doing some call-in shows about the Giants.
Yeah, I didn't even know, once again, like last week, like last time you did it, I was watching like just a movie, and then like when I was done with that, I saw, 8 minutes ago that you were starting to stream, and I was like, oh, well, I'm joining that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. Anything else, buddy?
Nope, just wanted to call quick, say hello, and just try and get a little bit of
appreciate the
Giants
support,
talk.
man. I just want to say thank you for tuning in my streams. I want to say thank you for watching my videos and support my channel. It means the world to me.
No problem. Actually, now I just remembered one more thing from earlier. You put the picture up where, like, it was from Twitter. Eli was, like, putting his shoes on, and then Daniel Jones had, like, all the media surrounded by him.
Yeah, oh yeah, that picture. Actually, yeah, we should have talked about that earlier. And thank you, Julian. Julian says you have a subscriber in Colombia. Keep up the great work, man. Excited for the G-Man. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. But yeah, that was a very telling picture. I actually got goosebumps when I saw that. I'm a huge Eli fan. I don't hide that. He's my favorite Giant ever. I didn't get to see LT in his heyday. I didn't get to see those teams. So Eli's my guy. Yeah, I'm born in '85, so I didn't really get to appreciate LT. But yeah, that picture was kind of sad, And it's exciting at the same time. It's exciting at the same time because you're getting to pass the torch. You're hopefully the next Eli. But just seeing Eli all by himself, you see Daniel Jones surrounded by like 50 reporters. It was a very, very, very telling picture.
Yeah, and I was born in 2000, so it's like Eli's been my favorite player, not just my favorite Giant, but like my favorite player watching of all time. So when I saw that, I was like, oh no, it's like felt so bad because I don't want to see Eli retire, but at the same time, I don't really want to see him go to another team. It's just.
Yeah, it's a tough spot, but it happens, man. It's sports.
Exactly,
it's like life. It doesn't last forever. Enjoy it while you have it. And I enjoyed Eli. I enjoyed Eli just as much as the other guy. And I respect the hell out of what he did for this franchise, how he handled the New York media, how he played in the big games. And I'm going to miss him, and there'll never be another Eli. But hopefully Daniel Jones is hopefully there's never another Daniel Jones.
Right. I would compare pretty much like...
Go ahead, buddy. I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Oh, no, it's all right. I would compare pretty much Eli Manning to, like, the Derek Jeter to the Yankees because they remind me, like, respectful, didn't really, like, call anybody out on their teams.
Yeah, that's a good... I mean, obviously the Yankees were much more consistent, but it's not a bad comparison. Eli Manning, Derek Jeter, the way they handled the media, definitely very comparable. They were both, and Isaiah, absolutely, man. I don't think many more people are calling in right now. So if you call in, you should get through, Isaiah. Yeah, that's a great comparison. Eli Manning, Derek Jeter with the media.
Well, all right. Well, I'll go then.
No, man, I appreciate you calling in, man. I appreciate you calling in. I appreciate you talking some Giants football.
All right, I'll be here for the next stream whenever it's the football game or a talk or anything.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely. I'm streaming every game in season. I'll probably be alternating channels with Bad Dog. We'll probably do the Sunday night game on the other guy's channel, and then Mondays I'm gonna do the call-in show. So every Monday, unless the Giants are playing Monday, I'll have the Giants call-in show.
Well, all right. Well, have a good night.
You got it, buddy. Thank you for calling in. But yeah, Isaiah, go ahead, call whoever. Just go ahead and call in if you want. Thank you once again for everybody for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so, please subscribe, ring the bell. And what's going on? You're online. I might have missed you, Isaiah. What's going on? You're online. Thank you for calling in.
Entertainer talking sports. What's up, my brother?
I'll get you next, Isaiah. Mikey Nixon, usually my first caller, but I know you told me you had something going on today.
Yeah, it was our first high school football game of the year.
Oh, that's right. You coach. Are you the head coach or assistant coach?
I am the assistant offensive coordinator and assistant defensive coordinator.
Very good stuff, man. How'd you guys do?
We won 36-34 in a tight overtime game today.
What'd you win in a safety?
No, so in overtime we scored our touchdown, got our 2-point conversion.
Okay.
They scored on their next possession, and then we just made a stop on the 2-point conversion, stuffed them.
Very good stuff, man. I know you're a huge Giants fan. Sure you want to talk some Giants football.
I'll talk a little Giants football for a little bit before I get myself to bed. I just got back from our game a little bit ago. We were like about a 2-hour and 15-minute ride where we went.
I'm glad, man. I'm glad that you guys won tonight. Get the season off on the right foot. Hopefully the Giants get the season off on the right foot when they take on the Dallas Cowboys. But yeah, what do you think of what you've seen so far with the preseason?
I didn't see much yesterday. I kind of fell asleep early, but I did look at the stats, and Daniel Jones looked like he had another pretty good game, really good game. So I like that we're getting consistency from our backup and playing good every week. Besides little minor stuff that he could fix a little bit. Like I know I watched the Bears game. He has to hold on to the ball a little better.
Yeah, I mean, if there's one detractor that we've seen in the preseason, so he's 25 of 30 throughout the preseason. In terms of throwing the football, he's been on point. You can argue first team, second team, third team, whatever. Thank you for popping in Sports Reaction. If you haven't done so, go on over there, check out his channel. But he's looked great. Some of the throws he's made, strong arm, back shoulder fades, everything you could want. Accurate. We haven't even seen the legs yet. But I've been impressed with him. The defense, not so much. Now, there's been individuals. The X-Man, 3 sacks in his last 2 games. He's looked good.
Nice.
Ballantyne's looked good. So we've seen some individuals, but as a whole, defense leaves a little bit to be desired. But we expect that. It's a young defense. We expect that.
I mean, especially that first game versus the Jets. It seemed like every play somebody was wide open.
Right. Yeah, well, the first drive, other than the interception that Pepper should have had, they went right down the field on us on those pick plays over the middle.
I mean, other than that, it's good. It's good to see. It's good to see Daniel doing good, especially if we know that if God per se Eli isn't playing good, at least we got a security blanket to know. Well, Daniel Jones is looking good in the preseason. We can maybe rely on somebody to go out there and make some plays. I mean, it may not translate the wins, but at least we got somebody as a security blanket to Eli.
Well, I think it was important, especially for Daniel Jones, to go out here and have a strong preseason because obviously he's going to have a lot of critics, a lot of skeptics. Most scrutinized pick in the first round this year. So I think it was important for him, for his mental stability and his confidence to go out there and really put on a strong show. And he's done it not just in preseason. He's done it in training camp. He's done it in mandatory minicamp. Everything you've heard about this guy has been positive. And he seems as if he's ready to prove the doubters wrong. We're not going to know yet until we actually see him do it in a real game. But so far, so good for Daniel Jones. And I think he's done a really good job thus far of showing that he can play.
And I'm gonna say this right now. If Zeke doesn't play out week 1, we're gonna Actually, even if Zeke plays, I still think we're going to pull off an upset. I have a feel. I have a good feeling about it.
I sure hope so.
Good feeling.
I sure hope so.
Good. Now it won't be. Now if Zeke plays, I don't think we upset by a lot. I think it'll just be a field goal. If Zeke doesn't play, I say we win anywhere from 7 to 10 points.
Wow, and why is that? Why do you think we're going to beat the Cowboys?
Because personally, I think we have the best running back in football, and even Dallas last year couldn't really stop him.
Well, the first game they certainly did.
Yeah, the first game they did. The second game, not so much. So I mean, they do have the talent. They can not shut down, but contain Barkley a little bit. But I think my prediction for Saquon is he's going to be finishing within the top 2, top 3 of MVP, and I think he's going to have a historic season. That's just me. I think he goes out there.
I agree with you. And I think Barkley's going to have a huge year. I think Barkley's going to have an even better year than last year. I'm excited to see what the guy can do. I don't think we're going to beat the Cowboys. I hope you're right and I'm wrong. I don't think we match up well with them, talent aside. I think their strengths are kind of our weaknesses. They have a great offensive line. We kind of lack in the pass rush area.
Right.
If we want any chance in that game, we know how to beat the Cowboys. In 2016, we swept them. Snacks Harrison clogged up the middle, and we were able to, limit Zeke. And when you limit Zeke, you force Dak to make plays he doesn't want to have to make, and that's how you beat the Cowboys. You have to get them into third and long situations, and if they can do that, they stand a chance. That's much easier said than done, though,
I know. I mean, just the hope is that Lawrence has a big rookie year for us.
Well, I think Lawrence is going to have a good year. Of all the Giants rookies, I think Dexter Lawrence is the guy that's most pro ready. I think he's going to have a big year. I can't wait to see him play when it really counts. Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't either. And hey, we're only two weeks away.
Oh,
doesn't it feel nice?
It's right around the corner. We're going to be taking on the Cowboys. We play them first week every year. Every year we play that team. Now last year was week 2.
Besides last year where we played Jacksonville.
Yeah, but it's always early in the season. It's always in Dallas, it seems.
I was hoping. I was kind of hoping that even though it would have been on their banner night, I was hoping Sunday Night Football we would have played New England. I thought that would have been an interesting matchup.
Yeah, well, it's going to be Thursday night. It'll still be prime time, but not the same though. But to be fair, Giants didn't really earn Sunday night games this year. I can't I can't get at them for that. Hopefully, we win some games this year and we earn them next year. Even though I'm not a big primetime guy, I'd rather my team play 1:00 Sunday, get it over with, then I get to enjoy the rest of my Sunday.
I feel you. I'm give or take. I don't mind Sunday. I love primetime under the lights.
I hear you, man. Giants don't normally do. It seems like the Giants don't normally do well under the lights, though.
That's true.
I don't know. I don't know.
I might have to get up my coaching skills and one day make it up there to get them prepared for some under the light type thing, under the light type team.
I hear you, Mike. I hear you. Anything else, buddy?
Just keep up the great work. I can't wait till you make the move over to Texas and join the.
Yeah. A little complication with that. I'm taking my time, but I'm definitely going to be over there sooner than later. Just don't know the exact date right now, but it's definitely going to happen. And until then, I'll just keep putting in a ton of work in New York.
And you do a good job of it. And I'll also definitely make sure I'll keep you posted every week on how we do for our season. Next week's gonna be a challenge.
I definitely always love talking about your football team. Keep me updated. And by the way, I'm gonna have a fantasy league, not just for you, for everybody in the chat who's ever listening. I'm gonna have a video out for that. The details will be in it. I'm gonna be doing a daily fantasy league. It's not gonna be your traditional 10-team draft because I feel like it'll get more people incorporated. So I'm gonna have a daily fantasy league where you have to pick a team every week, whether it be on DraftKings or FanDuel.
Does it cost money though?
No, I'll do a free one, and then the winner will get a prize at the end of the year.
Okay.
All right.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that. It'll be my first time trying it, so I'm interested in that.
All right, Mike, man. Thank you so much for being a great part of the channel. I appreciate it.
No problem, brother. Keep up the great work with the great content.
I appreciate it, my man. And I'm gonna take. There's somebody calling, but I promised Isaiah was gonna take him. There he is. I gotta take Isaiah. Said I was gonna take him. Isaiah, what is going on, my man?
Hey, white chocolate, stand up, you sexy boy.
Stand up, Isaiah. What is going on?
Oh, nothing much, brother. Just watching a little bit. I was watching the games a little bit. I was on Sims chat a little bit. Shout out to Nothing But Knicks. And, I see you going on. I'm like, I got to say hello to my sexy Bunky buddy. I got to. Nobody else that does it, I have to.
How's Sim doing? He's
doing good, man.
You just dropped. Are you there? Oh, there you are. You dropped out for a second. There you are. You're back.
Oh, yeah. He shot a commercial, I think, a couple of days ago. I didn't get a chance to go out there because I was working. But
I meant to go out there, too. I couldn't get out there either.
Yeah, man, but he's doing good, man. And, man, I'm excited. Chris, I'm excited, man. I've seen the picture, and that picture's going to be legendary.
I'll tell you, man, I got goosebumps. Not, both in a good and bad way. I was upset for Eli because that's tough. Regardless, everybody says he made all his money, but he's got pride, right? And it's never easy.
Yeah, of course he does.
It's never easy to give up something that you love. And, he's passing the torch. And Daniel Jones is going to get an opportunity, that's for sure, whether it be this year or next. And it was just a very telling picture. I thought it was appropriate to put up on there because you see Daniel Jones just surrounded by every member of the media, and Eli, who's the starting quarterback for this team right now, is just sitting there in the corner. Nobody wants to talk to him.
No, yeah, man. Listen, man. I appreciate Eli for what he did, man, and it is tough, man. It really is, regardless of how we all feel about it. Like I said, man, I want this to be his last year. I want him to go out his way. He's earned that right. He's one of those guys that I believe earned the right to go out his way.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. 100%.
To play out his ball. But I got goosebumps when I saw that because I'm like, wow, it's crazy, man. It's been 16 years, and we're blessed, man. Listen, I want every Giant fan to realize this, young and old. We have been blessed to have a quarterback. Whether you like Eli or you feel like, listen, he's been here. He's been here for 16 years, and there's nothing that can take away from that. I got to watch 2 Super Bowls with my father, so I will forever be grateful for him. I can honestly say when I have my little Isaiahs and little white chocolates, don't ask me how we're going to get white chocolate. So,
I know, you don't got a white girlfriend, so you better not have a white chocolate.
But you're my girlfriend. You're my. But man.
I was gonna say, I think I'm a Met, Nick, and Giant fan, so I think I appreciate Eli more than maybe somebody who may root for the Yankees because you got your championships that way. I've never gotten any championships. The only championships I ever got were on the back of not just Eli Manning, but he was the quarterback, and that's why I love him, because he's the only guy that's ever brought me a championship. So I get behind him at all costs, and I'm never going to forget what he did for me as a fan. The 2 greatest sports memories of my life are due in large part to Eli Manning. And
of course.
So
man.
I'll never forget that, and I'm always going to back him up until I'm going to ride with Eli until they tell me he's not my quarterback anymore. He's my guy.
Of course. And I'm about to tell my age. But I was in 7th grade when we won our first Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was a little older than you. I was out of high. 2006. Yeah, I graduated in 2003. So yeah, I was what was I? I was a senior in college when we won our first Super Bowl.
Yeah, man, it was just great times. But I want to say this, man, and listen, this kid. I love the nickname Danny Dimes. I'm loving it.
Oh,
I love
it's great.
The nickname Danny Dimes.
It's great.
But let me say something I don't think people realize about how good this kid is. The last couple of days, it's been a slow sports week. For him to come out there, and especially with these last couple of days of all this bull crap that's been going on, and for him to have the game he did, this kid, I'm sorry, man, this kid is the real deal. I don't care what nobody says to me.
I'm still trying to be cautiously optimistic, but it's hard for me not to be. It's hard for me not to be, Isaiah, because I agree with you. I agree. I see the throws this guy is making, and the way he dealt with the media impressed me too with the Baker Mayfield thing.
Oh man, it's like, listen, man, and I'm crossing my fingers. I really am in serious talk because it is so hard, and it rarely happens in sports in general, to go from a guy that got you a championship to transition from a guy that can possibly be the future. It is hard, and very few teams get lucky.
It's a good problem to have. It's a good problem to have.
Oh yeah, good problem to have. Because, like I said, man, I was so impressed just because of all the crap that this kid had to deal with for this week. I mean, he's in headlines. I'm watching First Take. I'm watching Undisputed. The Daniel Jones is there. And it's not even about the football. It's literally about what Baker said. And it's like, now, people are bringing up the whole thing about him getting drafted and all this other stuff, and they're bringing up all the crap again. And it's like, all this stuff was hitting him, and he tuned it out, man. And he played his game. And it's like, I know, Chris, that I'm not trying to get excited, but you can't tell me this kid has all the tools. And let's keep something frank. He's been the best rookie quarterback.
No, it's not even close.
He's been the best.
So far in the preseason, he's been by far the best rookie quarterback.
And I want to say something about the media, because the media and the media is trying to be sneaky. They're trying to push this agenda about what's the dude's name? I forgot his name. He plays for the Redskins, the quarterback.
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins.
Yeah.
They're trying to push this narrative, and I see what they're trying to do, especially Chris Carter. And I had a conversation with a friend of mine, and he's and I know, I'm not going to get into political or what he's trying to do, but Chris, you know what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
We all know what he's trying to do, and I don't want to bring that energy to your channel, but we all know what he's trying to do.
Right.
Because he made a point earlier when the Giants picked him, and he wants to stick to that point. Yeah. And now he's looking more stupider every game Daniel Jones plays.
The first game against the Jets, I said to myself, I was trying to put myself in his shoes, Chris Carter, and I'm like, all right, maybe he really feels that way with the safety. Maybe if he turned his head, maybe it wouldn't have been a good throw. So I'm like, okay, but then it's fine, all right. If that's your point of view and you really feel that way, I get it. But then to go and say that Dwayne Haskins played good is ridiculous. I mean, Dwayne Haskins made some good throws in that game, don't get me wrong. But the 2 interceptions he threw, if Daniel Jones threw those 2 interceptions, he would have been ridiculed.
My God.
He would have been destroyed. And that's what the problem I had. If you wanted to be a critic on the throw and said that if it was a professional safety, maybe he makes that play, sure. But then to go and say that Haskins played good, that's where he lost me.
Yeah, and then it's to me funny, Chris, that again I'm not accusing people, but I mean they are not even close to killing Kyler Murray. And let's just be real, he is underperformed, and he's underperformed. And then you got Dwayne Haskins. That's to me. People are pushing this narrative that he should be playing, when if you really watch football, he's been playing okay. I mean, it's clear Daniel Jones has been the best, and again, we're taking all this with a grain of salt. So people are killing me with this, like Chris Carter and them trying to push this narrative about the Giants, and it's like let's keep something all the way 100.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, like you said, I don't like bringing negative. I don't like talking politics. It's Sports Channel, but I'll say this. This is something that a lot of people talk about with the Giants, and I kind of get it. People bring up that the Giants have never had a black quarterback, and some people will. And I like Dwayne Haskins. I wanted Josh Allen, but if they were going to take a quarterback, I wanted them to take Dwayne Haskins. I think Dwayne Haskins could be a good quarterback. But people bring up that narrative because you look around, the Redskins have had a black quarterback, the Jets have had a black quarterback.
So Chris, let me tell you this, Chris.
But real quick, here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I'm going to say. When you look at the Giants' history, and it was wrong in the 70s and 80s, there weren't a lot of black quarterbacks, and that was wrong. A lot of guys probably didn't get opportunities that should have. But that was every team. It wasn't just the Giants. Then the Giants had Phil Simms from... What was he drafted? 83, 84, whatever.
1979. It was.
Was it that one? Whatever it was, all the way up until 93. And so they didn't have an opportunity to take a quarterback for those 15 years. Then from '94 they draft. I think it was whatever it was. They got Dave Brown. And tell me a black quarterback in those drafts that they could have taken instead of Dave Brown. And whatever it was, then they get Kerry Collins, who was, he brought him to a Super Bowl. You can't complain there. And then in '04, the three best quarterbacks were white: Eli Manning, Phillip Rivers, and Ben Roethlisberger. So they didn't have an opportunity to take a black quarterback. So that's where that argument loses me. I don't understand people that call the Giants racist. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. So I just want everybody to clarify. So let me say this. So I'm glad you put that up because I was talking to somebody a little while ago. Me and him were just having a conversation, and then if you break down the timeline of the NFL, and it's no way the Giants could be racist because again, you're talking about let's go to the modern Super Bowl era of football, 1960s and up. No one had a black quarterback until Warren Moon was really the first black quarterback.
Yeah, I mean,
Warren Moon was the first one, and that was in the 80s.
It's unfortunate. The NFL was racist. I'll be the first to tell you that. I'm sure there were tons of black quarterbacks that should have been starting in the NFL, but that's every team. And
Chris, again, the timeline is look. If Warren Moon was the first one in the 80s, okay. Chris Sims was drafted by the Giants in 1979. And you said he was here until 93 or 94.
Phil Sims, yeah, Phil Sims,
we have a window. Yeah, Phil Sims. We have a window.
You still there, Isaiah?
10.
Oh yeah, you're there.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Okay, so from 94 to 2004, there's a window. Okay, but the quarterbacks were taken with Donovan McNabb, Steve McNair.
There was a window. But these guys you bring up, they weren't picking that high, right? McNabb was. Yeah,
the Giants weren't picking that high.
And you can't complain with Kerry Collins. Kerry Collins was the 5th overall pick out of Penn State. He brought the Carolina Panthers to the NFC title game in their second season. The only reason he was available is because he was an alcoholic. He fell off the team. The Giants took a flyer on him. The guy brought us to a Super Bowl. Kerry Collins is third best quarterback in this team's history. So you can't. The only place you could complain is where Ken King arrives. Just said, I heard Mahomes wanted to be a Giant, but the front office Mara said no. I want Eli. If that's the case, because McAdoo was the one supposedly that wanted Mahomes. If that's the case, maybe
that's one of the last good things McAdoo did was say
but I don't think it has anything to do. If you want to bring up one instance, that's I guess somewhat fair. I don't think it has anything to do with race. I really.
Oh, but Jesus, Chris, I mean, you're blacker than Patrick Mahomes. Jesus. I mean, listen. I mean, if that's the only instance you're gonna say that the Giants are racist, it's ridiculous, man. Again, and I hate to do this because I know I don't like bringing this to your show about.
I don't mind talking about it every now and again. I like to give my opinion.
I just this is what I hate about the writers, man. It's just like they bring up this stuff about making the Giants. Oh, they picked Daniel Jones because he was a white quarterback. I mean, what? That just come on, man. Dwayne Haskins is the one black quarterback Kyler Murray's black. Kyler Murray was number one.
Yeah, they couldn't take Kyler Murray. I mean, they could have taken Haskins.
We could have taken Haskins. We couldn't. He could have taken Haskins, but again, Gettleman saw what he liked, and then there were still questions with Dwayne Haskins, and it's clearly and I'm not saying Dwayne Haskins because Dwayne Haskins still could be a very good quarterback, but a lot of the things that people have issues with, it's showing on the field that he did play in a. Listen, again, and you're comparing Daniel Jones, Duke, to Ohio State.
Listen,
come on now.
Listen, I like Dwayne Haskins.
No football.
I like Dwayne Haskins. I wanted them, like I said, if they were going to take a quarterback, that's who I wanted. But I definitely get the worry that you look at Haskins. I mean, this guy's all over social media. He's paying people to come to his party for his draft party, whatever it was. He's a very... You look at Eli Manning. Eli Manning is the model, in my opinion, for a New York quarterback. Other positions, it is what it is. But a quarterback is going to face the media all the time, and you want your leader to be a guy like a Derek Jeter, to be a guy like an Eli Manning, a guy that's not looking for attention like an Odell Beckham, for example. And Dwayne Haskins gave off that vibe. So I kind of get where maybe the Giants would have been deterred from taking him, not thinking he'd fit in New York, if that was the reason.
But Chris, here's the last thing I'm going to say now. I know there's probably other people want to call. To me, Daniel Jones this week proved to me that he has the potential to be our franchise quarterback with the way he handled the media. The way he handled this was Eli-esque to the T. You couldn't ask for anything better. He didn't give you anything to soundbite off of. He just said, hey, it's whatever. You know, he texted me. We're cool. That's it. That's what I love. He didn't give you any, who the hell is Baker Mayfield to save this? And he could have took some shots at him. You know what? But if Daniel Jones really wanted to, he could have went on Twitter today and took shots at Baker because he didn't have a good game today. He had a very subpar game today. He went 10 for 26 for 72 yards in the interception. He could have killed Baker Mayfield. But you know what? He's not that kind of guy. And that's the guy. Listen, to me, and it's proven right now. If you're looking at the NFL, I mean, look, Antonio Brown's a clown.
Oh.
I mean, Odell Beckham's acting like a clown. I mean, Landon Collins is a clown. These guys, and they wonder why they got traded or didn't want to be decided. Listen, man, we're the New York Football Giants. We're not into clown shows. We're not into players being bigger than a team. Listen, I want these guys. I want the Saquons, and I want the Daniel Jones. Those guys are going to give you just pure good quotes, play football, and I think they're going to listen. I'm excited. I don't give a damn about any. I'm sounding like Stephen A. Smith right now. I don't give a
You're
damn.
blasphemous. You're blasphemous.
This is blasphemous. You know, I don't care. White Chocolate, I love you. We're in an interracial relationship. I don't give a damn about what anybody says. We don't want these races over here. But
no, I'm glad you brought it up. I like to talk about stuff that I know is on people's minds. That maybe I don't feel very comfortable making a video about it, but I'm always open to talking about that stuff. And
White Chocolate, don't you worry. We're gonna
go ahead.
White Chocolate, we're gonna do a video together. We're gonna hold hands, singing Ebony and Ivory, and we're gonna have the guitar, and we're gonna have a good time. Don't you worry.
Isaiah, man, I appreciate the call, buddy. Thank you so much for being a great part of my channel, and looking forward to meeting you and talking to you more in the future.
Oh yeah, man. Again, I know you're still trying to do the Jets and Giants thing. Let me know, man, because I definitely want to go with me and my father.
I'm definitely gonna give everybody the details when I get everything situated.
All right, man. I'll talk to you.
All right, my man. Have a good one, buddy.
All right, you too.
Isaiah's the man. Isaiah's the man. What a great. We're gonna be. I'll wait a couple minutes, see if anybody else wants to call in, and then we'll call it a show. What a great show this was. You guys were great. A lot of great callers tonight. A lot of fun. Really happy to be getting this show on the road and off the ground, and definitely going to do it all, in season every Monday night after the Giants play. We'll talk Giants football. We'll recap the game, go over it, let the voice of the fan be heard. But just a great show tonight, guys. A lot of fun. If you haven't done so, please subscribe, ring the bell, hit the thumbs up. It is 2:07. All right, we got a call. I said I'd take a call. I didn't say second time callers. Sonor, you know what? This might be a first-time caller. Hold on. Let me take this real quick. Sonor, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me take this one. Hello? This is a first-time caller?
What's up?
What's going on? Who's this?
Khalid.
Who is it?
It's Khalid.
Oh, what's going on, buddy? How you doing?
Good.
So what's up?
I want to talk about Daniel Jones.
All right, let's talk about him.
Daniel Jones remind me of Peyton Manning.
From your lips to God's ears.
Yes.
Yeah, from your lips to God's ears, man. What exactly reminds you of Peyton Manning?
Like the way how poised, calm, and just don't give a damn. Just hit them lasers.
I hope. I don't see that. I'd be shocked if he's Peyton Manning. He's arguably the greatest quarterback who ever lived in terms of regular season. Obviously, it wasn't great in the postseason, but I don't want to put those kind of expectations on this kid.
You're right, but he looked so good in those 3 games.
He's looked great. It's preseason. I think he's gonna be a good quarterback. What's going on? Who's Mark in the house? He's gonna be a good quarterback, but Peyton Manning. Let's back it down a little bit. Now somebody else said. Okay. I think it was who said it? Was it I think it was Sean O'Hara said that. I can't remember.
I think somebody else said it earlier.
I think it was Sean O'Hara said that he was a combination of Eli and Peyton.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's. That's a little over the top.
But in the future with him on Saquon, it's going to be something good.
I mean, what I'm looking forward to, really, I mean, obviously, more than just this, but I think what's going to be a lot of fun to watch is the RPO option with Saquon and Daniel Jones. That's something that we haven't had ever as New York Giants fans. And the ability to have the biggest playmaker in the backfield with a mobile quarterback is going to be nightmares for defenses. So that's going to be an interesting
dangerous for defense.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting dynamic to add to the repertoire of the New York Giants. So that is one thing I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, but how you think we're going to do against Dallas?
What's going on, Hot Take Hockey? Thank you for popping in. If you haven't done so, please go over there and subscribe to him. How do I think we're going to do against Dallas? I think we're going to lose. I hope not, but it's in Dallas. We don't match up great with them. I think we have a chance. I think the Giants could. I don't think they're going to get embarrassed. I think they're going to play a tough football game. I think that game could easily come down to the last couple of minutes. But in the end, I think Dallas wins at home.
I think Eli Manning will have something for that game. I just have a feeling.
I hope. I just don't like I don't like the matchup. I think that Dallas's strengths are our weaknesses. I think we have a much better chance to beat the Eagles than the Cowboys. I think we match up better with the Eagles.
I mean, I think our line could hold up for. I don't think we're gonna get beat like the way how Eli got beat last year, but I think the line could do better this year if you think.
Well, the line's going to be better, but that's like saying, I mean, the line the last 7, 6, whatever years it's been has been awful. So I mean, it's just not going to be awful. I think the line will have at least an average offensive line this year, and it could be possibly a little better than average. I still don't like Remmers on the right side. Jalapio's okay at center. I love our guards. I think Zeitler is going to be great.
Yeah, I love Zeitler and Hernandez.
And I think Hernandez is going to be really good this year, too. And Solder will be solid. So I think it's going to be a good offensive line. About average, a little bit above average, but which is a huge improvement.
I got one more question.
Go ahead.
How you think Saquon gonna do? Like how you think Saquon gonna do in Dallas and throughout the whole of this year?
Well, last year Dallas shut him down the first game. Second game I think he played well if I remember correctly, but I think he's gonna struggle. I mean, struggle for Saquon. I still think he'll have a pretty good game, but I think their linebackers are unbelievable. They have a great defense. So and they know what the Giants are going to do. They're going to stuff the box. They're going to force Eli to beat them. And Eli's going to have to. If the Giants are going to win that game, Eli's going to have to beat them. Eli's going to have to beat them. In my opinion, the Giants demonstrated last year. Saquon demonstrated last year he could run all over the Eagles. He could run all over that team.
Oh man, that's what like in the second half he didn't still play.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the second half they stopped running the football, and they committed a lot of penalties, which kind of put them in second and long, third and long. And obviously that throw before the half to Odell Beckham killed all the momentum when Eli tried to force it to Beckham rather than throw it to Barkley on the wheel route.
Yeah.
So that was a killer. We were dominating that game the first half. Dominating.
I'm telling you, if Saquon was running the second half, we had won that game.
Yeah. But week one, I don't like the matchup. I really don't. I hate that we play every year. We play Dallas in Dallas, and I don't like it. If we ever won that game though, my expectations for this team goes way up. So we'll have to wait and see, buddy. We'll have to wait and see. But I can't. You kind of breaking up. But I just want to say thank you so much for the call, and thank you for being a great subscriber. All right, have a good night, buddy. I think Who's Mark wanted to call. I'll take one more, and then we got to go to bed. It's 2:14. I'll take one more. I appreciate that, Hot Take Hockey. And I think we got him. I think Who's Mark wanted to call. Mark, just do me a favor and just turn the sound off there.
Hello, sir.
What is going on, Who's Mark? How you doing, buddy?
Why are you so down on week 1 with the Giants against Cowboys?
I'm just trying to be realistic. I hope we beat them.
But when you watch the games history with these two teams,
You there, Mark? I think we lost him. Oh, he's calling back. He's calling back. I lost you for a second. There you go.
Was that me? Did I hang up?
I didn't hang up.
Oh, it must have been me. So I said we always play the Cowboys type close. The game's always close between these two teams.
The first game last year wasn't. Maybe the final score was closer than the actual game. We got dominated the first game last year. Second game.
I remember that one.
Second game was close. But I think they were sitting a couple of starters, if I'm not mistaken. But I hope we beat them. It's in Dallas too. I just don't like the matchup.
You know what I think? I think the Giants just need to start Daniel Jones.
You think from week? If you're the coach from week 1, you're putting Daniel Jones in there?
Why? It's like this. Eli is so unpredictable. We don't know if we can win or if we can. I'd rather just put the young guy out because like I said, Eli been done for two years now. 2 years now.
Right.
And I've been watching Daniel Jones. He can throw the ball.
Daniel Jones can play. Daniel Jones can play. No.
He can legit play.
Yeah.
And then he carries this poise that I like. He has this poise.
He's got Eli Manning's poise. He
has that poise where he just gets up and get right back into the game. I kind of like that, but he has an arm where he does get the ball to receivers. He don't tend to waste time like how Eli does.
Yeah, a lot of quick read throws in preseason. I agree with that. A lot of first read throws, tight spiral. I've been impressed with Daniel Jones. And one part of his game we haven't seen yet, he's a great runner. He's fast.
Yeah, and the thing with him, he has great height.
Same height as Eli, 6'5", big
He
quarterback.
has great height.
Yeah.
So I don't know why the Giants are just going with Eli. It's just like, just save the misery, because I think we can beat the Cowboys. Something's just telling me that I think we're gonna win week 1, just for some odd reason. Because the Cowboys the Cowboys are good. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
They are equipped.
Right.
But something about what's going on with Ezekiel Elliott and et cetera,
mm-hmm.
I think it's going to carry on into week 1. He might play, but then again, he might not. But then again, when you have so much going on in the media and such, I think it's going to kind of mess with what the Cowboys have, even though their defense is really, really good.
Cowboys got a top 5 defense. They got a great. I'd still probably slightly favor the Cowboys if Zeke doesn't play. If Zeke plays, I definitely favor the Cowboys. I give us a chance though. It's a divisional game. You always have to give them a chance.
Yeah, I don't know. I think for some odd reason, I think the Cowboys, as hype as they are, I think something's going to go wrong.
I will say, you bring up a good point with the Cowboys in terms of that. They kind of have a little bit of,
They talking about Super Bowl, like championship. I think it's a little too much.
And it seems like there's a little division right now between the owner and the players. And maybe there's something going on there. Maybe the Giants could take advantage of it. I hope. That's a positive outlook.
Do you think do you think the Cowboys is going to give Ezekiel his money?
Yeah, in the end, I think they will, because I think it's dumb for Zeke to hold out because he's got 2 years left on his contract. He's got no leverage, but I think they will, because I think the Cowboys.
Well, he's playing like, you know why I say he has leverage? Because he is the Dallas Cowboys. He is, and he's so important to that team for them to do anything.
Well, his leverage is this: the Cowboys are a team trying to win a Super Bowl. And if he's not on the team, they're not winning it. So
and that is the ultimate leverage.
Yeah, that's his leverage.
That is ultimate, and he has a point. He needs to get paid now because he outplayed those contracts. And then again, you know how running backs don't like to get paid. Running backs, they don't like to pay running backs. So give the guy his money. He played up to potential. Well, he exceeded what what he It's not like he got drafted in the first round.
Who,
Got
Zeke?
drafted in the fourth round. Yeah.
No, Zeke was I think it was the 4th overall pick.
Fourth overall pick?
Yeah, you're thinking Dak. Dak was like...
Oh, Dak, yeah.
Yeah, Dak was a 3rd
My
or 4th
bad.
round pick.
So
Yeah,
he exceeded his
was an early pick.
contract play.
Well, I mean, he was the best. I still think Saquon's the best, but he's up there.
Top 2.
Yeah, he's up there. And
Well, no, I think he's better than right now. I think Zeke is kind of better than Saquon right now.
the one thing I worry about if I'm the owner of if I'm Jerry Jones, this is what I worry about with Zeke. In terms of on the field, he's as good as anybody, right? He's up there with anybody. He's had a lot of off the field problems, and I would feel a little. If I still got him under 2 years, I would say to myself, I want to see him prove himself off the field before I make a 5-6 year commitment to this guy.
Has any of those somewhat incidents, hurt his game? Because I believe
it hasn't hurt his game, but you still got to take it into account when you're giving a guy $80-90 million.
Yeah, but then again, when you have talent, man, it's hard to just like pass up on talent.
Listen, man, I get it.
You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So,
the quarterback position, I think it's more important than the running back position off the field stuff.
Yeah,
because you got to be the first guy in, first guy out. You got to be the leader of the football team when you're the quarterback. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that plays. I think they'll give him his money though.
Who do you have going to the Super Bowl?
Ooh, see, if I'm going chalk, I'll go Patriots. I'll go Saints.
Jesus Christ!
But if I'm not,
I hate the Patriots.
If I'm not going chalk, and I want to give you a couple teams that maybe not everybody's picking, one team that I'm much higher on than most people. I think the Packers could have a bounce back year this year.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I really was just about to say that. Yeah. I think it's them. I think it's them or the Chiefs again.
And I was gonna say the Chiefs. I was gonna say the Chiefs out of the AFC is. I think a lot of people. I mean, the Chiefs were a coin flip away from going to the Super Bowl. If they get the ball first in that overtime, they probably win. And I think the Chiefs are being slept on a little bit this year as well.
And I think the Saints has a lot to come back for too. So
Saints have been the best team in football the last 2 years. They just haven't won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna do a San Antonio Spurs when they should have won that year when the Miami beat them. Because what happened to them, I think that devastates them, but I think that's gonna motivate them. And sometimes when you put in situations like that, you know how Drew Brees is. Drew Brees is the ultimate quarterback. But I think the Chiefs is gonna be in play because that Mahomes kid, man.
You there, Mark? I lost him again. It is late, though, guys. It's late. So, I don't know if it's my internet. It's possible. But, guys, it is 2:23. Mark, thank you so much for calling in, Mark. It's 2:23 a.m. We've been live forever. You guys just kept calling in. It was great. All right, he's calling. I'm going to let him say goodnight. This is not Mark. I got to get some sleep, guys. All right, I'll take it real quick. That's Mark. Mark.
Yeah, I just wanted to say good night.
All right, yeah. No, I appreciate it, man. Thank you for being such a great subscriber, man. And always loving you calling, whether it's talk football, basketball, whatever.
I'm surprised you even up this late. Well, I guess it's a Friday, so
Well, I've been trying to get this guy in season. It's going to be earlier, but my work schedule doesn't allow for me to have it on earlier than I have it, so that's why. But I in season I'm gonna have it Mondays at like 7:00.
Yeah, you look tired, so I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, man. Mark, I appreciate it, man.
Want to say hi to your chat. I wish this chat would be a little more toxic, but I'm gonna work on it. The toxic the chat, the better it is. You need to get more. You know what it is? It's good. You need more heckling.
Well, I think in season you're gonna get some Eagles people in here. You'll get some. Some Redskins people in here. You'll get the rivals in here.
So I want to say good night to you guys. I'll see you in the next stream. We'll call this.
All right, Mark. Have a good one, buddy. Have a good one, guys. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of the stream. Yeah, Darnell. Next time, buddy. I'll talk to you next time. Hot Take Hockey. Have a good night. Gritty City. Have a good night. AJ Marshall. Have a good night. Chris Sonor, Dire Giants fan. Ken the King arrives. Just bring the division rivals. Watch me kill them. Yes, exactly. Afghanistan, have a great night. Who's Mark? Have a great night. G-Men, have a great night. Jet G, have a great night. Call New York Giants. Good night, buddy. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. You guys were great. Oh, man, Darnell, man, thank you so much, man. You didn't have to do that. Thank you so much, Darnell. Thank you for being a great, great supporter of the channel. He says, next time. Thank you for the super chat. Have a good night, AJ Marshall. Raphael, I appreciate that, guys. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.